listening. Every government is listening. Every intelligence agency is listening from all over the world, because here they too become educated about the goings on in the damnable zoological republic, as we continue to mourn the very great and gallant hero, the console, which means the chalice of God, the Holy Grail himself. We are still mourning, and we are doing all that we can to make sure that we give him a befitting burial, worthy of a hero of his time. And work is ongoing to that effect, and we're not going to stop. Heads are complete, 2,000 of them. We are going to pray to call upon the Almighty in heaven, that the ancients named everlasting, BRGIE. Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, the creator of the heavens and this very earth, unto thee and to thee alone do we give every praise, adoration, adulation, and submission, because you are the only one true living God, not two, not three, not four, not five. You are indivisible, you are immortal, because God, your creation itself. You are not man, you are not flesh. You of earth are testifying to your greatness and your glory upon the lives of your children, those that we are called by your name, that your will may be done on this very earth as it is in heaven, where it also is right now. We beseech thee, your children listening all over the world, to have mercy upon us, to forgive us our sins, to be kind and merciful to us, that your face may shine upon us, that this Biafra may come in our time to your eternal glory and yours alone. Glory doesn't belong to man, it belongs to thee, the creator of the heavens and this very earth. We come and bow before thee this evening for your everlasting and abiding grace to be in our lives, for you to rain confusion on the heads of our enemies wherever they may be, that your will may be done, your kingdom come on this very earth as it is in heaven, that Biafra may come, and every generation, not just this very one, every child who will ever be born a Biafran may look down upon this time, this age, this period, and say to themselves that our ancestors called upon your name and you answered them. Because of that, we shall worship thee forever, because you are God and Biafra is yours. Let your name and your name alone be praised, adored, and worshipped now and forevermore, we pray. He said, I am going to preach the gospel of heaven that Elohim should be preached to the children of men. You must listen very, very carefully this evening. Very, very carefully, you must listen. Things are happening. First of all, this evening, I am starting with a series of advice to our people, wherever they may be in the world, especially those who have relatives in the northern part of the British-created contraption, the damnable zoological republic, a place created for the habitation of animals and beasts, but unfortunately has some humans in them. My advice this evening, morning, noon, or night to people who are listening is that you must stop traveling, especially in Biafra land and around the zoo. You must stop traveling unless your travel is absolutely essential, because things are happening and will continue to happen for the foreseeable future. You must stay where you are. Be very, very careful and smart. Use your brain all the time, and also be aware of the things that are around you. Very, very critical, because we are now firmly entrenched in the dark phase of these very efforts to remove the children of heaven from the iniquitous existence that we have endured in the damnable zoological republic for so long. I'm also advising Hausa people who are in the main lovely set of human beings. Hausa people, you must detach yourselves from the Fulani blood-sucking demons. Hausa people, you must detach yourself from the Fulanis, because they are hiding under your name to perpetrate all manner of evil. They are hiding under your name to seek refuge and shelter after they must have committed one heinous crime or the other. The problem of the zoo called Nigeria is the Fulani people. Fulani, they are the problem. Every terror group in Nigeria is Fulani. All those stealing and looting the treasury dry is Fulani. Those that ran the economy into the ground, they are all Fulani. Those killing innocent people with army, police, navy, and air force uniforms are all Fulani people. They are the problem. The Hausa people must do all they can to remove themselves from these demons. The people today, the whole world must understand this. I'm saying this on a day. The reason why I came to preach this evening, because we are still in mourning, to be honest with you. The reason why I am preaching this evening is to remind the whole world, especially the Biden administration, because I know that now Barack Obama has an upper hand in what is happening. And he is a supporter of evil. Barack Obama is a supporter of evil. So he has a hand in what is now happening. And the whole world must be placed on notice. The whole world must be placed on notice. On a day that the zoo called Nigeria is pleading with the USA to try to come to their rescue, to try to solve a problem that they themselves created, people must be able to use their brain. That is why this broadcast this evening is absolutely pivotal, that it goes to the ends of this very earth to remind the whole world and the conscience of humanity the genesis of the problem in Nigeria, those that caused it, and those who are now seeking foreign intervention to try to perpetuate their rule, to try to sustain this Fulani empire, which is unsustainable. So this broadcast is ostensibly for those of them who have taken bribe at US State Department to prop up this Janjaweed regime in the zoo, this tyrannical, undemocratic regime in Nigeria. This is for them. If you have any white friend who is working for the United States State Department or any of their embassies anywhere in the world, you must ask them to listen, or you send the link to them as soon as practicable. Why am I saying this? Is because the people asking the USA today for help are the same people sacking, killing, and pillaging, not Hausa people, but Fulani. The same people that sacked Hausa towns and villages, killed Hausa kings and their nobility, and pillaged the entire Hausa land and rendered them useless, they have come into the Middle Belt. They are now in our own land, and we must stop them. The United States of America, the US ambassador to the zoo, the UK presence in Nigeria, and all across Africa, they must understand this very, very clearly. The demon that we are fighting are Fulani. They are now asking you to come to help them elongate, or should I say, accomplish their Fulani, their caliphate, their empire that they have been seeking to build for over 200 years. They used their stupid one Nigeria mantra, it did not work. People are now alive to what is going on. They have now resorted to working through Obama, who is himself a terrorist, to try to get the Biden administration to help the zoo called Nigeria, to help the Fulani empire strengthen their stranglehold upon the lives of the innocent indigenous populations. And that cannot be allowed to happen. The same Fulani are the ones now making incursions into the Middle Belt. People, I am trying to build a foundation, a preamble to tonight's gospel, that you may understand everything I'm saying perfectly well. Those now making incursions into the Middle Belt are Fulani, not Hausa people, under the guise of one Nigeria. You must understand this very clearly. The reason why Swedes, or should I say people's land, are being taken from them is because you are in a place called one Nigeria. Any day you understand this simple, should I say, conundrum, that very day you will begin to do something to remove yourselves from the zoological republic. I tweeted before I came on air because the governor of Niger State, or should I say Niger State, issued a statement where he said that bandits are daily sacking our villages. Understand this very clearly. Bandits are daily sacking our villages. This is a supposedly north, but of course it's Middle Belt. The reason why I tweeted that most of the Janjaweed on my Twitter handle could not understand is this. Niger State is Nupe territory. My sympathies lie with Nupe people. I used the word Niger, or should I say the phrase Niger State, so that people can understand what I'm saying. I am talking about Nupe people. They are not Fulani. They are not Hausa. They may have been forcibly converted to Islam during the trans-Saharan trade routes, from Arabia. Or some of them forcibly converted, because the throne of Nupe land was usurped by the Fulani. I want people today to use even ordinary Niger State. I want people to just I want people to reason for once, please. The same thing now happening to us that we are repelling, or right across Biafra land, happened in Niger State to Nupe people. Before that, it happened to the Gwari people. Before that, it happened to the Birom people. Before that, it happened to the Bachama people. Before that, it happened to Hausa people. The only people that managed to put up a resistance till today are the TV people from the Middle Belt and also the Karanem Brono people from today's Brono State. But of course, they're fighting a losing battle without all of us putting our hands together to say no to these excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism in the zoo, Nigeria. What happened and why did I say it? That my sympathies lie with the good people of Nupe, I should have said, not even Niger State. Let me make it absolutely clear. This nonsensical, rampaging Fulanis everywhere, killing, slaughtering, and forcibly taking over our land. These same people that jettisoned and abandoned every trace of federal character in their selection and in their appointment. These people that gave themselves in terms of the numbers of the people who are in Nigeria by way of census. These same people that control both houses of national, so to speak, these same people that are in Asorok, these people that control the Air Force, the Navy, these people that control the Army and the police, these same people that control the ones unleashing mayhem, death, and destruction upon, should I say, indigenous populations by virtue of their docility and idiocy over the years. They Fulanis encroach, and now they came even to they entered into a Ebonyi state. If not for the gallant work we did for nearly 4 years, without mentioning it today, Ebonyi would have been a Mieti Yala Fulani terrorist territory. The USA must listen without prejudice tonight. The US ambassador must listen without prejudice tonight and convey this very message to the US government. Because I know that Barack Obama is wielding inordinate influence over Biden's regime. That is a fact, and we must speak it here. People came to our land and killed somebody fighting to keep his ancestral home together. And that is why I keep saying it live on air to the hearing of the whole world, that it goes some of their veins. in a grand manner. These Janjaweed people, those we have in Biafra land, they will know not to touch a warrior and defender of the innocent. Ikonso was a warrior and a defender of the innocent. Ikonso did not go to Plateau State to fight Fulani Janjaweedism. Ikonso did not travel to BRGIE State to fight the Fulani jihadists. Ikonso did not travel to Yobe to fight them. He was in his father's land, the home of the ancients, the land of his ancestors and his forebears, defending it against the ravages and excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism. And there, with the help of Hope Uzodimma, with the help of Obi Ozo, with the help of Igbo APC informants, with the help of the Fulefus you have writing rubbish from Abuja and from Lagos, they killed a son of the soil. And the council will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. To be avenged. Because it is appointed unto man to die only but once. Every living organism one day will perish. Even this earth will die someday. I think the scientists have placed the date around about 5 billion years to come. There will be no earth. There will be no universe. Everything will diminish and disappear. The sun will stop shining. If you don't know, let me tell you. Consor exited the stage as the hero that he was born to be. That is why he will be avenged. There will be no mercy. There will be no mercy. I'm telling you, there will be no mercy whatsoever. None. Let that heaven fall, that we may all perish, if that is the will and wish of the Most High Elohim. This same Fulani, some of you are calling yourselves Nigerians because you are deaf. As I said a few broadcasts back, the reason why I took time to study the idiocy of black people is because of Nigerians. The most useless and idiotic set of people on the face of this planet Earth. Now listen to this. This is a headline news from Nigeria. IDPs are refugees in their own land. They perfumed the name refugee and came up with the word, should I say, the name IDP, meaning internally displaced persons, rather than refugees in their own land. This was what Ikonso was fighting against. For people to understand. The reason why people of Imo states today are not in IDP camps is because of Ikonso and the gallant men behind him. Because of the entire Eastern Security Network Command in Imo State. I want people who are listening, especially those who are Igbo Biafrans, especially those in Imo State, to understand what I'm preaching tonight. It is because of the lives of Ikonso. So that is why what is happening in Makurdi, Lafia Highway is not happening in Imo State. But you see, before we used to say, there is a saying that will come from that they said to a Fulani man, that is a type of running stomach that you have, you wish you were dead. It was said to a Fulani man, or should I say Hausa, may you have a type of running stomach that bring you to the verge of death. And Aboki said, okay, when I see it, I will know. Our people are exactly the same. Exactly the same. They don't listen. Some of you in Ebo never knew what was happening. You never knew the sacrifice that IPOB was making to keep Ebonyi safe from Fulani Janjaweed. You never knew. Until recently. None of you, till today, know what Ikonso had to pass through to keep Imo State safe. Let me tell you where there is no ESN that is happening. Let me tell people where there is no IPOB what is going on, what Fulani is doing with them, because some of you don't understand what is happening. You have no idea. Now listen very carefully. IDPs block Makurdi Lafia Highway, protesting killing of 7 by headsmen. Now let's say Fulani is going to their villages and drove them away. The government could not send the army or soldiers to go and guard their villages, even ask them to return to their villages. No, not at all. They are in the south killing people, killing innocent people. And I want the US ambassador, the British High Commissioner to understand what I'm saying tonight. Because we are going to mount a very severe campaign. We are going to bombard United States State Department. We are going to the office of Biden. We are going to call them on the phone. For atrocities against indigenous populations, those they are seeking to come now. Obama is a Muslim. Obama wants to see the whole of Nigeria colonized by Islam. Now listen to this. People block the highway. They are in refugee camps. The media in Nigeria hardly ever talk about. In Nigeria, you have Bloomberg, you have BBC, you have CNN, you have people are refugees in their own land in Nigeria. But people are shouting about Myanmar, shouting about Rohingya every blessed day. But in Makurdi, in Benue State, the land of the Tiri people, Idoma, Igede, all this, people are in refugee camps. Now this question. Who puts them in refugee camps? Two things. One, failure of the Nigerian state and their so-called security services to protect their own citizens. That's number one. The people that put them there are Fulani terrorists, masquerading as headsmen. Now, ask yourself, why is it difficult for the army to do what Eastern Security Network is doing, protecting their own people? Why is it difficult? Because it is a cleverly choreographed, planned agenda of the Fulani. Because Fulani is in Asorok, controlling and directing the destiny, should I say, of over 200 million people, whereas their foot soldiers drawn from across the Sahel are in Benue State slaughtering people. They chase them away from their homes, from their farms, from their livelihoods. They are now headed like a sheep into an IDP camp, which ostensibly is a refugee camp. And inside the refugee camp, they still came there and killed them. And people get up in the morning and talk about one Nigeria. The same people you will find are the ones saying about one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. Let anything we can do to keep Nigeria one, must do it. The same people killing you in Benue State, chased you away from your ancestral lands. You are in refugee camps. The same army that cannot defend you, defend your land, they are there, and the same Fulani terrorists came to the same refugee camps, having driven you away from your homes to kill you again. And all you can do is to come out to block the expressway. Are you blocking the expressway so that when media houses report it, the Fulani people in Asorok will do something for you? Is that why you're blocking the highway? That was why I have advised Governor Otom of Benue State, and now I'm advising Nupe people of Niger State to rise up and defend your land. Because once you rise up to defend your land, they will send DSS, number one, Fulani DSS. It's a very clever plan. Why Nigerians cannot deduce this? For the life of me, I don't know. I have no idea why you cannot deduce what Fulani is doing to you. They will send DSS to arrest you, and they will abduct you in the middle of the night. If people, you can only solve when people witness your abduction, or else they will kill you. Fulani DSS, secret police. Next, they will send the army. I want people to reason this very clearly. They will send the army to your village to kill everybody defending you from the excesses of their own fellow Fulani Janjaweed. Most of them sometimes uniform. And they will send the police to impose their fake curfew, attack innocent indigenous populations. Now ask yourself this very question once again. Why is it that the police and the army cannot come to defend you when you are under attack? Why is it that it's only when you retaliate or you fight back that you hear about? I will use Ebonyi State as an example. All the years they've been killing us, occupying our land, that we cannot go to the farm anymore, Dave Umahi said nothing. It was only the time that we started to respond in like manner to these terrorists that they started complaining. Now, the only way they can keep you in IDP camps in Benue State and soon to be Niger State, do you know that Yoruba people are refugees in Benin Republic? Are you aware of that? They were driven away from their homes. Some Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees. Ask yourself, how did all these things become possible? It only became possible because you are still talking about one Nigeria. The more you talk about, the more they want to ram their ruga down your throat. The more you talk about one Nigeria, Fulani will continue to act with impunity. It's common sense. Refugees from Abagana camp blocked the highway linking Makurdi to Lafia, protesting the recent killings by headsmen and laying the corpses of the victims on the road. Do you think this will stop them from attacking you again? I want Nigerians to listen very carefully to what I have to say this evening. The people you are relying upon to come to your rescue are the same people that sent these murderers to kill you and get your land for Islam and for Allah. But sadly, because some of you are so prejudiced, you cannot see it before it's too late. The same thing they did to Ojukwu when Ojukwu was fighting for all of you, to save all of you. Nigeria and Britain went on a grand propaganda all over the world that Ojukwu was a secessionist. They got all of you from the Middle Belt to fight to, in fact, you happily enlisted to the Nigerian army to because some of you are so prejudiced, you cannot see it before it's too late. The same thing they did to Ojukwu when Ojukwu was fighting for all of you, to save all of you. Nigeria and Britain went on a grand propaganda all over the world that Ojukwu was a secessionist. They got all of you from the middle fight to, in fact, you happily enlisted into the Nigerian army to wipe out the Igbo race from the face of this earth. Happily you did. But today, isn't it ironic? The same people that told you one Nigeria, to keep Nigeria one is what we must die for, they are the ones now killing you in the name of one Nigeria. Does that make sense to you? Do you now understand where we're coming from? Do you now understand where we are coming from? Because the world must understand what is happening in the zoo. The world must understand what is propelling this Fulani agenda. They always say, let's keep Nigeria one. What unites us is more than what divides us. But they're in your village, turning you into a refugee in your father's land. They are in your village taking your land. They are in your village with police commissioner, DPO. Everybody is Fulani in your village, making your life a misery. And you're busy shouting one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. These are the things you must understand very clearly. Armed headsmen, Fulani headsmen, stormed the IDP camp and started shooting at the people, killing 7 and leaving many others injured. Fulani terrorists. The same people telling you, they are the same people that told you that these are foreigners. Nigeria, why is it that your brain cannot work properly? They told you these are foreigners. But the Nigerian army cannot attack foreigners attacking them. Any day you rise up against so-called foreigners in your land, you see army and police everywhere to kill people as they did to Ikonso. That is the stupidity that Nigerians are living with every blessed day. I want Hope Uzodinma and the rest of the Fulefus you have in the east to Benue State. Look at Benue. What is happening in Benue? Hope Uzodinma, is this what you want for Imo people, for them to be in IDP camps? That was why he also dismantled Fulani terrorist camps in and around Olo. will be also for Hannes and that you have a home today is because you can't or else. Fulani Janjaweed have done to you what in Benue. Benue is not traditional on my Lord, I in his village. The idiot cannot go to working for DSS. That confided in me. That are in Abuja arresting unarmed Shia protesters. Came down on the government. Watching on the road. I think that's what we now and ask. In every revolution, not just they are number one. You must come out now to make the West ungovernable. Every youth across the, I know in the north they will not do it because they are aged, which to prove that you're not one with them. Every youth are old, but we still have to rise up now to defend their land. You know, some of you think that the destruction of police station and other services is our infrastructure. Whose infrastructure is it? It's not you. It's not yours. They are using it to cage you down. Then ask yourself, if these police are very good, where were they when Nimbo was attacked by Fulani headsmen? Who and the governor of Enugu State was calling them, they never turned up. Where were they when Ozo One were being attacked by Fulani headsmen? Where were they? They never came. They never turned up. 82 division is in Enugu. When people are analyzing what is happening, they never interrogate these obvious, I wouldn't call them lapses, obvious shortcomings in the thinking of those that claim they want one Nigeria. If you want one Nigeria, when Fulani people were massacring us in Nimbo, in all these places, why didn't 82 division in Enugu respond? It's a simple question I'm asking you. Anybody in Enugu talking about one Nigeria? Anybody anywhere in Biafra land talking about one Nigeria? Anybody from the south talking about when people were being massacred at Agatu for days? For many days, the massacre did not happen in one night. For many days. How come the army did not respond? It's a simple question. But they always respond after the fact. The day youth of Benue rose up to say enough is enough, then the army landed. They did to them exactly what they did to Ikonso. They identified their hard man and killed him. But all the hard men of Fulani terrorists that are walking up and down, Miyeti leadership, they're all there. All of you can see them. They appear on TV every day talking. And did they hypnotize you people? What did they actually give to you people in Nigeria? What did Fulani give to you people? I don't understand it. Hope Uzodinma and his fellow hopeless Eastern politicians think their Fulani masters can save them. Of course they can't. They can't even save They are calling America to help them, America. And they are facing insurgency from people who are not educated. Imagine when we go for full-blown insurgency, people that went to school and are read. You think you can hide anywhere? You are doing hard man, you are finished, I assure you. All these Fulani made quislings masquerading as politicians who think they are smart or that everybody can be bought over with their blood money. I have news for you. Despite the fact that Fulani made people believe that you don't need us anymore, you don't need people to be elected into office by virtue of the emergence of Hope Uzodimma, you people are going to face the wrath of the people. I'm only asking Yoruba youths today to come out and hunt down those who are hunting for their lives. The whole place needs to boil at the same time, and then you get freedom. If you doubt me, go into your nearest library after this program. Just go to Google and ask yourself, write revolution in history, in modern history, or in the history of mankind. All of them, they released prisoners from prisons everywhere in the world. That's how it happens. You must release prisoners from their prison cells and burn down every governmental institution. We can rebuild them with in a couple of seconds once we are free, and better, more edifying buildings than this rubbish that looks like poetry that they scatter.
Yes, Biafrans. Wonderful Biafrans, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to some of you. Welcome to our program today. My name's Amaz David Nana, the questionnaire. We welcome you to our platform this morning. Thank you for joining us. Please, when you join us, share, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Very, very important. This platform is not for fools. This platform is not for one Nigerianist. This platform is not for propaganda. This platform is for truth. Because we must be whiter than white and whiter than snow. This platform will form a basis of information to our people and education as well. So when you join this platform, you know that you are here for a very important business. This is not a platform of USB charger. This is not a platform of accountability propagandist, disinformation media of EMA, or the psychiatric children of Ngozi. No. This platform is anchored under the Biafran Republic government in exile. The government that is protecting the Biafran people, the government that is speaking for the Biafran nation, the government that is representing Biafra in Washington, D.C. So we anchor this platform on the government so that you know whenever you come here, whatever we are saying is something that the government is concurring to. So let me use the opportunity to appreciate our leaders past, because with the sacrifices that they paid, that is why we are still very much alive today. So our eternal leader, Odumegwu, we so much appreciate his sacrifices. Our eternal leader, Philip Effiong, we appreciate his sacrifices. Achuzie and the rest of them that fought to make sure that our land was not taken. We so much appreciate their commitment towards that goal. We also appreciate our leaders in detention, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our first Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. These men have also contributed immensely and continue to contribute for the freedom of our nation, Biafra. So we appreciate them all.
Everywhere and claim their police stations.
Yeah.
People may be shocked, that's what I'm saying. Before somebody calls you from US to lecture you about civility, and ask them, who is George Washington? Did George Washington not lead a revolution against the British? A bloody, violent revolution that made America great today. Because Obama calls some of you talking his rubbish, the worst and the most useless black president in the history of the whole world. Talking his rubbish. Ask him, Obama, the freedoms you are enjoying in America, did it come about by writing letter or protesting? It came about via a bloody revolution.
So we appreciate the efforts of our Information Minister, Mazi Sani Akbarawa. We appreciate what our Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere, is doing in Washington, D.C. Our lobbyists, our attorneys, we appreciate all their works. We appreciate Biafrans as well, who have kept the spirit alive. Despite where our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our first Prime Minister is today, Biafrans have continued to demonstrate that yes, the 100 men that our leader talked about are in them, are imbibed in each and every one of us, who is standing very strong, even in the face of intimidation and harassment. So I appreciate every one of you. Continue to do the needful, because there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we are not going to relent until Biafra is fully restored. Yeah, this morning before I continue, the broadcast of our leader, this broadcast was made in 2021. So this is among the broadcasts made by our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before he was kidnapped from Kenya. So it's a reminder to a lot of us who are forgetting so fast about why our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, about his stand on Nigeria and Biafra. This is a very good reminder for each and every one of you. So in the topic today, just like you see there, Biafran Republic government in exile. What is the stand of Biafran Republic government in exile on Nigeria and Biafra? BRGIE want to let our people understand, because this is a government that is proactively responding and protecting our people. What we, the Ndigbo, what we Biafrans stand for is outright exit out of Nigeria. There is no two ways about that. It is not negotiable. Our stand for Biafra is not negotiable. Okay? Biafrans, like our leader Mazen Nandekano, have explained times without number what we are passing through, or what we are passed through under that evil contraption called Nigeria. So every Biafran, nobody will explain to you what you are undergoing, what you are passing through in Nigeria. You should be the one to educate the incoming generation what you have passed through under Nigeria. So anywhere you see anybody telling you about one Nigeria, how to make Nigeria better, what you are going to do, reclaiming your position, reclaiming this and reclaiming that under Nigeria, I want you to know that that person is the agent of the Nigerian state. It is very, very unfortunate that at this time, with the way that Nigeria is today, that somebody will start this, have the audacity, the impetus, we still have the moral standing to come out and tell Biafrans to start to even talk about Nigeria, to even align with Nigeria, to even try to see if Nigeria can be better. Anybody that is saying that does not love you. Anybody that says that is the enemy of Ndigbo or Ndigbo Biafrans worldwide. Look at how Nigeria is today. So how will somebody now get up one morning and tell you, oh, Ndigbo has been left in the scheme of things. Ndigbo have done that. Ndigbo have done this. This is the time for you to come and join the Nigerian politics. Or this is the time for you to come and reclaim your lost position in Nigeria. At this juncture, that the terrorist Nigerian government, the Fulanese, are fighting every blessed day to make sure that they conquer the Nigerian state. You that is a Biafran that know how much they hate you, instead of you to focus on how the strategies whereby you can leave Nigeria, you are now trying to force your people into that evil entity that continue to kill them, that continue to destroy them, that continue to destroy their future, because you have one benefit or the other, because you are receiving salary under Nigeria, because you have contacts, because you have people in high places in government that you can call, they give you 1 million naira, 2 million naira. So therefore, every Biafran should die under Nigeria terrorism because of what you are getting from the politicians in Nigeria. I'm saying this because of the post that a supposed lawyer of our leader, special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Ejimako. Aloy Ejimako is not a novice in what is called self-determination. Aloy Ejimako is well grounded, well versed in what self-determination is all about. Aloy Ejimako is to and so like I was saying, Aloy Ejimakor understand the position of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When it comes to Biafran issues, when it comes to Biafra, when it comes to Nigeria, Aloy Ejimakor understands where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands on that. Aloy Ejimakor should be in a very good position to call the elite together and tell them that Nigeria is not workable, because he has seen, he has experienced what Nigeria is all about. Not only with the case of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but with every other thing that's happened around him. Aloy Ejimakor is in position to educate those who call themselves elites, because he had worked closely with our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But it's quite unfortunate that same Aloy Ejimakor is being used today, a special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who even when he came out to protest for the release of our leader, he was clamped into detention. He knows that Nigeria is not workable. He knows that the hierarchy of the Nigerian political class have fluctuated towards one side. During the time of Buhari, it was the Yorubas, the Fulani side. Now that is the time of Tinubu, they are fluctuating towards the Yoruba side. Aloy Ejimakor understand this very, very well and very, very vividly. It is this same Aloy Ejimakor that is now sharing a flyer, sharing a write-up, now encouraging, trying to advise Biafrans to join the Nigerian government political class, to come out and vote for election in order to reclaim their whatever lost position under Nigeria. That is how laughable that it is. It is very, very unfortunate that these people don't want our people to be free. It is now obvious that these lawyers never wanted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be out of detention. It is very, very obvious that they never fought for the release of our leader. They only fought for political negotiation. They fought for a position whereby Nigeria will continue while our people are dying. So all this shenanigan, you see them going to court, doing this and doing that. You think that they are there to release our leader? You think that they are there for the interests of Biafra? They were there actually to see how they can rigmarole and convince our leader to continue to support one Nigeria. But they know that is a task impossible. A task that is impossible. They can't do that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot in any way accept anything of Nigeria. It's just like when Ejiofor came out now and start telling you that, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to lead from inside detention. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that. You begin to wonder, where in the world have you seen a political prisoner being in charge of a liberation, being in charge of the fight to free him out of detention? Only in Biafra, only in Nigeria, only people that are involved with the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who is fighting to redeem himself, to redeem his people out of the bondage of Nigerian slavery. They are trying to coerce Biafrans into thinking that one day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now turn around and say everybody should go and support one Nigeria. It is a futile, a fruitless fight. You people cannot win this fight. Ejiofor, Nnaemeka Ejiofor, Ejimako, and every other person that have gone to visit our leader, and when they come out, they start to say things that is unimaginable. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot say. It is quite unfortunate. So let me bring that letter that I'm talking about, because it's really heartbreaking. Really, really heartbreaking. That Aloy Ejimako, special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will now come out and tell you and want us to believe that, oh, Ndi Igbo is now ready. Ndi Igbo can somehow profit under one Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never be for one Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never support one Nigeria. So why will Ejimako now come and start promoting one Nigeria to Biafrans? It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to bring that letter so that we can rush through it, know what the content is all about. So, Aloy Ejimako, a special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is now trying to lure Biafrans into Nigeria again. This happens in 2023. Even with the low turnout of votes, they were so convinced that we are no longer comfortable with anything that have to do with Nigeria. With all these people, All these people, they don't relent, try to deceive our people. They continue to do things that you begin to imagine if these people actually love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who they are defending. Tomorrow they are black, today they are white. People who are not consistent on their belief, people who are not consistent on what they believe in, what they trust. If you are a defender of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must be radical like our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm trying to bring out the letter here, but it's not opening. So let me see if I can read it from here, because it's very, very important. Ejimako is not the one who wrote the letter, but he is the one who is sharing that information. Or he's the one who wrote it to Chekwas Okorie, or Okorie Chekwas wrote that letter. But Ejimako is sharing it. If you use TikTok. Why is he sharing it? Because he wants Biafrans to. He wants Biafrans to know about Nigeria, to go align with themselves with anything that have to do with election. Election in Biafra land is very much disappointing. In Nigeria, do we have any political space in Nigeria? Nigeria, under this dispensation, under what is happening to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on what is happening to our first minister Simon Ekpanjoko, under what has happened to our people. Look at what is happening at Okigwe, that the Nigerian army, they are looking for Biafrans to kill. What is the crime? What crime did we commit in Nigeria that these people are looking for us to exterminate us from the face of the earth? What is crime? What is the criminal activity that we, the Biafran people, have, just for the single reason that they hate us with passion, just for the singular reason that we want to be on our own? We want our people to have good life. We want our people to enjoy the provision of amenity that God made in abundance for us in our land want to take over our land. They don't want us to be leaders. They don't want us to be president. They don't want you to speak. They don't want to economically, equip Biafra land. They don't want to develop our land. What do they want? They want total extermination from the face of the earth. And we, the Biafran people, have already known this. Mazin Nnamdi can understand this better. But it's quite unfortunate that the political class, the likes of Ejimako and all the rest, they do not see far what Mazin Nnamdi Kanu have seen. That and know that Nigeria is not workable. Our leader gave them instance of what happened to our eternal leader Odumegwu Ojukwu. Of course, they now conned him into believing in one Nigeria, and he even went and contested for an election. They have to fail him because they want to use it to shame him. After all this lesson, look at what happened to Alese Kweme, Jim Mob, all of them that have come out to be Nigerian president. Where have they been today? What about Chuba Okatipo? What about Doli Akunyene? All these people were shamed by the Nigerian state because being Biafran, being Ndigbo, being an Igbo person, Nigeria abhorred that name, Igbo. They don't want anything good to come from us.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Adams, and all the rest of them. In USA, everybody wants US visa. Blooded. Let me even go back to England. I'm saying this for my Yoruba brothers and sisters. Why they must come out and make life unbearable for their own politicians as well, for all of us to be free. I'm asking every youth across the Middle Belt to rise up tonight. Don't go to the streets to be protesting. Destroy every government building that you can find. It's called a revolution. Before you start talking rubbish, you see England that colonized you. You see that Britain that colonized you. They too had their own bloody revolution, led by a man called Oliver Cromwell. I'm giving you history for free. Oh, are we going to go to France and ask them if there was a revolution there? Are we going to go to Russia? Are we going to go to even China that is dominating the whole? You don't remember Chairman Mao? A revolution, bloody revolution. The entire corrupt political class were wiped out overnight.
Sorry. So, considering what has happened to our leaders, considering what have happened to our people as a result of one Nigeria mantra, all this political class, Ejimako and all the rest of them, they have not learned any lessons. They have not learned anything from our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. One Nigeria have not taught him a lesson. Ejimako went to protest and they tear gassed him. He nearly died. Ejimako nearly died under this one Nigeria that is now telling you that it is time for Ndigbo to reclaim their whatever position under this evil Nigeria. I don't know what. There is something that Nigeria have done for these people that that have made them, no matter the position, no matter the situation they find themselves, they still cling to that one Nigeria. They still cling to it. They still cling to it. No matter the atrocity that Nigeria have committed, these people still cling to one Nigeria. These people still believe that now one Nigeria is salvageable. Something that our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have told us time with even without being told by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is very, very glaring. It is very, very open for everybody to see what one Nigeria have in stock for you as a Biafran. What one Nigeria have in stock for you as a Biafran. Okay, yes, okay, let us now go together. Yeah, this is that letter. So I want you to read along with me what Ejimako shared on his wall. Somebody who is representing the greatest freedom fighter that have ever lived, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Somebody who have said it times without number that he stands for Biafra till tomorrow, till death. A special counsel to our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Instead of keeping his mute, he is now trying to tell Biafrans who really support, who listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who believe on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He's not trying to convince them. He's not trying to deceive them that one Nigeria is possible. That is what sharing this letter on his wall, that is what it means. So let us read. He said 2027. When he said 2027, he's talking about the election. Okay? Auspicious opportunity for Igbo to reclaim their political space in Nigeria. I wish to commence this letter by reminding us that the Igbo population in Nigeria is unarguably the largest population by ethnic nationality. The Igbo ethnic nationality is by an undisputed wide margin the most geographically spread in Nigeria, notwithstanding the failures of subsequent Nigerian government to conduct population census since 2006, 20 years ago. Studies have shown that Igbo people constitute about 99% of the population in the southeast geopolitical zone and approximately the second largest single ethnic population in the remaining 31 states and the Federal Capital Territory. In Nigeria, in Nigeria's brand of democracy, I hope you guys are following. Okay. In Nigerian brand of democracy, electoral victories are predicated on numerical strength and geographical spread. It therefore follows logically that a politically conscious Igbo electorate have no excuse not to be a critical factor in Nigerian political power equation at any given time since the return of democratic governance in Nigeria. You see, Aloye Jimako is somebody that we respect so much because of his representation of our leader Mazen Nandika. Just like what happened to Aloye Ejiofor. When Ejiofor started representing Mazen Nandika, a lot of Biafrans fell in love with him because his manner of speaking at that initial stage will say, yes, we have Biafrans who are fanatical about our freedom, who have the same mindset with our leader Mazen Nandika. But where is Ifeanyi Ejiofor? because of where they find themselves under Nigeria, they cannot practice their profession free and fairly without harassment and intimidation from the Nigerian state. This is what has happened to them. And instead of them to keep quiet and remain indifferent, represent their client on their best interest, they now come and start fighting against what their client stood for. Because what Ejimako is now telling you now is Nigeria is possible, that you have to go into election and be part of Nigeria. And once you have gone into election, you don't have no moral standing to now come and start, oh, you are fighting for Biafra, whereas you voted for Nigerian continuity in your land. That is one thing. I don't know, is it what Nigeria have done to this set of people that they no longer reason properly? So let us continue. He said the opportunities of 2027. The INEC portal remains open for online continuous voters registration. Sadly, findings show that the Southeast is still trailing behind other geopolitical zones by a wide margin. Again, it is now possible for already registered voters to change their earlier registered voting unit to their preferred polling units online for ease of voting on election day. The result of the 2026 election published by INEC showed that the number of registered voters in the southeastern political zone was 11.5 million, and the number of voters who participated in the election was 2.2 million. In spite of the fact that the Southeast recorded least number of registered voters per political zone, the matter was worsened by the fact that the whooping 9.3 million registered votes did not participate in the 2023 presidential election. The Biafran Republic government in exile made it possible because we started massive awareness creation to tell our people on the needs not to participate in the Nigerian election, because as at 2023, Biafra was very much eminent, and that was why they went as far as doing everything humanly possible to make sure that they silence our prime minister, then Mazi Simon Ekpanchoko. Biafrans did not participate. He said 11.5 million registered, only 2.2 million voted. And these people that they talked about voted in the churches. They voted in the secret. In fact, the number is inflated because there was no such vote. Visible voters, it is the one they recorded in the secret to rig the election. That is the one they are using here statistically. So this time around, we are not going to allow anybody to come in Biafra land for Nigerian election. It's not going to happen. So this is what Ejimako is saying. We cannot continue to do this to ourselves. In other words, Ejimako is telling you that, oh, the election has to go on in Biafra land, even while his client is still in detention. Ejimako is not focusing on the continued detention of our leader, telling Biafran that unless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, before we can talk about if we can participate in Nigerian election or not. This should have been his argument. This should have been his focus. But where are their focus? Maybe his governor have called him and deposited billions and millions of naira to his account. So while you brought over this, just a minute, I will be back. So for the singular reason that Ejimako is representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he should be well informed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never in any way support any Nigerian election in Biafra land. Ejimako did not focus on telling the Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before they can talk of anything of Biafra, Nigerian election in Biafra land. No, because one governor or one senator or the Nigerian government have tried to corner them, give them money, because that is their weak point. Money, position, property. They will now change their belief, their stand, because of who they are dealing with at that particular time. Now he's telling you implication of voter apathy by Ndigbo. He's not telling you that failure to register as a voter amounts to self-denial of one's inalienable right to participate in the recruitment of your preferred representative, governor, and president at all levels. Look at what they are saying. And ask Ejimako, who is the representative that have represented the Biafran people since the time immemorial, from governor to president? Who among them, if not in the First Republic, the likes of Sam Mbakwe, when Nigeria was under a regional representation? Sam Mbakwe them. These are the people that were selfless to their people. Not on this dispensation where you have money bags. You have people who are only concerned about their personal interest, about their property, their children, their concubines, their relations and relatives. This time around, they don't give a damn. Once you elect them into office, everything is cornered to their side. They don't care about the masses. They don't care about what the people want. So when you talk about your preferred governor or your preferred president, you have to think about all this. Hope Uzodinma, Ihedioha was the preferred governor of Imo State. Where is Ihedioha today? All these other governors that are there are put there by the terrorist Nigerian states. And that is why they implement their agenda in our land. And nobody is speaking. Nobody is talking anything. The preferred president, who is their preferred president? Is that they are talking about Obi? When Obi was the governor of Anambra State, Obi killed Masop protesters. So what are you talking about? The best thing is for us to exit that evil contraption called Nigeria. There is no two ways about that. Two, refusing to vote in the election means that you have inadvertently and unwittingly voted for the person or persons you ordinarily would not want to represent or govern you. Look at what he's saying. Who voted for Hope Uzodinma to represent them? So when you say if you did not participate, we did not participate in the election of Hope Uzodinma, but is Hope Uzodinma not the governor of Imo State? So what is Ejimako or Chekwas Okorie trying to say here? Nigeria is a place where anything happens. Nobody is going to hold anybody into account. Elections do not take place in Nigeria. What happens is selection. So any listening and you are reading what Ejimako said, and one way or the other you try to deceive yourself or make up your mind, oh, you want to go and participate in the election. I'm giving you instance. Hope Uzodinma, who elected him? Which governor is the governor that you elected that is doing the right thing for you? The people that are there in government houses were put there by the Nigerian state. That is why you see Soludo fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why you see Mba fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why you see Oti fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because if they are not fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what is preventing them from releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? In the likely event of a referendum or plebiscite for self-determination, state creation, or the recall of a failed representative, only those with their valid voters card will be eligible to participate in such a crucial event. Which crucial event is he talking about? All this grammar that they are speaking, has it happened in Nigeria? Under which Nigeria have they recalled any senator, even any local government chairman? So all this grammar is just to deceive the Biafran people, because true representation cannot be found in Nigeria. It is not possible. So, in the absence of, of a credible population census, it is the quantum of votes recorded by the Igbo that will be the yardstick to weigh Igbo political relevance in Nigeria. Can you imagine that? Deception here and there. Enter the Igbo Agenda Dialogue, AID. The leadership of the Igbo Agenda Dialogue, IAD, in the active consultation and collaboration with the network of Igbo stakeholders, extant Igbo unions, association, women organizations, youth groups, civil societies, and pro-democracy organizations have agreed to embark on proactive and robust advocacy to promote Igbo political consciousness on a non-partisan basis. See, when they speak of this grammar, they are using it to deceive a lot of us. You think that all these people who are writing all these things, that they have your interests at heart. You think that they are doing well for you. They just use English to destroy a lot of people. Let them speak it in Igbo language. Let people who really understand the Igbo language, they will use it to insult them, because they are here to deceive our people with big. The effort will include, but not limited to, town hall meetings to be held in major cities across the length and breadth of Nigeria. AID has incorporated and established a functional office in the United States of America to coordinate and engage the vast Igbo diaspora population. In the same vein, we project to mobilize about 15 million aggregate number of Igbo registered voters in the rest of the country. Ndị Igbo, when are you people going to rise up? When are you people going to wake up? When are the youth going to wake up and shut up all these useless elders, both those in diaspora and those in the homeland? These are the people that are deceiving our youths. They are the people that are making us to go run out of our communities in search of greener pastures, while they stay in diaspora and engage into political activities, fraudulent political activities, and they enrich their pocket at the expense of the Biafran people. All this union that they are talking about, World Igbo Congress, Igbo Union, and all the rest of them, what have we benefited from them? Every year they continue to deceive the Biafran population to support one Nigeria, to vote for election. Every year they continue to do the same thing and over again. Do you expect a different result? The answer is no. So why will you allow yourself to be deceived by all these people who call themselves Igbo elite, unions, or organizations, women this, women that, youth this, youth that, pro-democracy this, pro-democracy that? At the end of it all, they have nothing to offer for you. Once they go into governance, they seek for contracts, they give for positions where they use for only them and their cronies at the expense of the people. Enough is enough. We cannot continue to support all these Igbo Efulefus, all these political class, all these organizations, all these groups that are enemies of the development of our land. These people have not in any way advocated for a free nation where everybody will be somebody, where everybody will benefit from the government, where everybody will be respected, everybody's opinion will count in the development of your nation. They want every year, they are the policy makers. Every year you come and confide in them. Every year the government will give them slots to appoint, to elect, to recommend. And when you are recommended, it is to their pocket, not for the vast majority of the Biafran people. And they say, we are confident that with a minimum of 35 million Igbo voting bloc for the 2027 election, Ndi Igbo will be on their way to Igbo political resurgence and restoration of our long lost relevance and respect in Nigeria. May God bless Ndigbo. Chief Chekwas Okorie, Ojozi Ndigbo, National Ihenwe, Igbo Agenda Dialogue this, Dialogue that. Useless, idiotic people. These are the people who have deceived you and I for a very long time. These are the people who have deceived us for a very, very long time. The likes of Chekwas Okorie, the likes of Aloye Jimako, Rochas Okorocha, all these politicians that you find in the southeast, they are the enemies of the people. They are the enemy of our leader Mazin Nandekan. All of them from A to Z. They do not mean well for us. They do not mean well for Biafra. They do not mean well for our leader Mazin Nandekan. That is why he has not been released. You see them. Mazin Nandekano is in detention. But what are these people focusing on? Political position, election for 2027. They are not talking about the release of our leader Mazin Nandekano. Because to them, Mazin Nandekano is not their relation, it's not their relative, it's not their brother, it's not their uncle, it's not their husband, it's not their anything. Mazin Nandekano did not concern them. The reason being that Mazin Nandekano is speaking for the people. That is the reason that they are not supporting him. That's the reason they don't want him to come out. So, Ejimako wants us now to come and join one Nigeria at the expense of our leader who was kidnapped and is still in detention, sentenced to life imprisonment. Sentenced to life imprisonment for committing no crime. Because Mazin Nandekano said no to one Nigeria. The same people that are defending him are now coming behind to tell you that, oh, Mazin Nandekano will now want one Nigeria. We now support OT for the election. That was what Nemeka was saying. So Biafrans, open your eyes, open your ears, know your enemies. They are not hidden. Our enemies are everywhere. Our enemies are the governors. Our enemies are the senators. Our enemies are the local government chairmen. Our enemies are the senators, the representatives. Our enemies are even the lawyers that are representing Mazin Nandekano. They are part of the problem. They are part of the problem. The enemies of our restoration, they are too numerous. But one thing is very, very important. One thing is very, very important. All of them are going to fail very, very woefully indeed. If you want to join me and make your contribution, I want to put a link because it is heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking that Mazin Nandekano, our leader, is so much concerned about the plight, the condition of the Biafran people. That is why our leaders stand for outright freedom from Nigeria. Because freedom from Nigeria will give our people the guaranteed peace that they need. It's quite unfortunate that the same people that are representing Mazin Nandekano, the same people that have represented Mazin Nandekano, are the same people now coming to stand against what Mazin Nandekano stands for. The same people that are representing Mazin Nandekano in court, knowing fully well what Mazin Nandekano stands for, are the same people that are coming now to tell Biafran people, oh, go and take your voters card, go and vote. Is that the position of our leader Mazin Nandekano? Voting. Is that the position of our leader Mazin Nandekano? That's not the position of our leader. So therefore, one thing should be made categorically clear. Under the Biafran Republic government in exile, One Nigeria is a taboo in Biafran territory. One Nigeria is prohibited. Anything of election in Biafra land is an abomination. This should be our slogan. Ibe to vote, gawa ugwu Hausa. Gị bụ nwa Biafra nwụjuru ara mmiri ara nne gị afọ. I wee fụ ihe niile anyị na-agabiga na Naịjirịa. I wee fụ ọnọdụ ndị Naịjirịa dowere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, because na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-alụ ọgụ nwere onwe ka onye ọbụla nwere onwe ya. I wee fụcha ihe a niile. I wee bịachiakwa azụ wee sị na ị chọrọ ịtụ vootu na Naịjirịa in Biafran territory. Chukwu kpọọ gị ọkụ. Ekwensu kpọọ gị ọkụ. Your generation that is Ekwensu ga-akpọ your generation ọkụ. The god of war, which is Ekwensu ga-akpọ your generation ọkụ. Because he like ihe niile ha na-eme anyị. Because gị bụ onye bụ ịkpọrọ onwe gị nwa Biafra nwụjuru ala mmiri afọ. Ịkpọrọ onwe gị nwa Igbo nwụjuru ala mmiri afọ. I wee fụ ihe a na-eme Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, ihe anyị na-agabiga na because of na Nigeria, anyị nọ na Nigeria, anyị na-agabiga ya. I wee nọ n'ọkwa na-asị ka anyị nọdụkwa na Nigeria, ka a na-apịgbu anyị. Ị chọghị ka anyị nwere onwe anyị. Chineke kpọọ gị ọkụ. Ekwensu kpọọ gị ọkụ. Ị ga-eji ana zere mmiri, gị na ndị be gị, gị na ezinụlọ gị, ma your generation, unu ga-eji mmiri, unu ga-eji ana wee zere mmiri. This is not the time to paint words. No. Every atrocity that have been committed against our people, may it befell any one of you that is one to support one Nigeria in Biafra land. He said, every calamity that have befallen the Biafran people as a result of fighting for what rightfully belongs to us, the right to self-determination, the right to govern ourselves, the right to speak for ourselves, the right to be able to develop on our pace. Every calamity, killings, destruction that have happened to our brothers and sisters who fought for Biafra and died for Biafra, that calamity will befall you. It is trying to force us into one Nigeria in. One Nigeria is not obtainable in our dictionary, and it can never happen, not when our leader is still in detention.
You're protesting on the highway, protesting against the government that is sponsoring the same bandits and murderers that are killing you. You think, listen? Do you think they will listen? I'm asking all of you. The reason why they mention one Nigeria, just as they mention, as they would like to mention, what's it called, 2023, is to deceive you. She's to deceive. As you're looking at 2023, am I going to come out to contest? Is my uncle going to be returned? Is my aunt going to go to House of Assembly? They are busy taking over your land and taking over your villages. We are the most people to come out of Africa. But sometimes these days, how we reason, I don't know. I can't understand it. The way we reason. I am preaching this gospel tonight because you see, egg is very precious and very pretty. But if you want to make scrambled eggs, if you want to make omelette, if you want the sunny side up of an egg, you must crack it open. That's how life is. If you want a good life, if you want 24 hours electricity, if you want to go to good schools, if you want to go to good hospitals in your village, you must revolt. There must be revolution. And I believe that we have started in the East. Join us. Or Fulani will take you over. You are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. As simple as that. You either embark on a revolution and save yourself, or you be talking rubbish about one Nigeria and the Fulani will kill you anyway. Take one. Take one. Just one. Pick one. Do you want to be, dancing around your stupidity and Fulani will take your land as I have done now in Benue State? Is it a movie? If what is happening in Benue and Niger State, is it film that you're watching? That is reality. That is going to be your portion unless you rise up tonight and destroy every government building around you. There shouldn't be any government, because with this government, the Fulanis are advancing. They are moving. They're in a hurry to finish this job before 2023. You must be out on the streets and destroy what is destroying you.
So my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, it is really pathetic, very, very pathetic, that the people who were supposed to champion the cause for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, stand for what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believe in, are the same people trying to deceive me and you today. How did we get here in the first place? Does it mean that all these people don't feel the pain that we feel? Does it feel that these people are comfortable with what we are passing through?
Do you know why what is happening today in our land? Of course, we're checkmating them. Somebody wrote very movingly and passionately, one of those that I love to read from Elochukwu Hagi. You see,
does it mean that these people are comfortable with the situation that we find ourselves under this Nigeria? Does it mean that they are happy that our land is militarized? Does it mean that these people are happy that we don't have industries in our land? We don't have good roads? We don't have light? We don't have absolutely nothing. Look at Okwama community. Look at the Niger Delta areas. People are living like in the dark ages. No development, no nothing. Even when we have natural resources, the Nigerian government taking, but they cannot develop our land. They cannot develop our territories. They are milking us dry, suffocating us, forcing us to go outside and look for greener pastures. Why the Fulanis are coming to our land to come and pursue us out of our land, take our land over, and exploit the mineral resources that we have in our land, while we, the owners of the land, cannot enjoy it. When all these politicians have opportunity going into political office, they are focused on the agenda of the Nigerian government, the agenda that was written for them to implement before they go into positions. They forget about you. They forget about me. So this is how we are going to live to perpetuate. So is Ifeanyi Ejimako, is Aloha Ejimako, and Nnaemeka, they do not understand this? Are they not aware of this? Are they not privy to what is happening to us as a people? Or the Nigerian government have cornered them and given them money so that they cannot speak for the people? All of them are aligning for one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, because of what they are gaining, because of what they stand to get. Only them. And that is why when you talk about Biafra, when you talk about Biafra, they are not bold to support that Biafran cause. They cannot support. They cannot fund. Everything about them is one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Because they are enjoying the criminal Nigerian state. The proceeds, they are criminal proceeds that Nigeria can offer them. It is quite unfortunate. So, Biafrans, this generation, the ball is in our court. And that is why we are calling on you, Biafrans, in diaspora, in homeland. Forget about all these spent forth, all this generation that are ignorant of what Nigeria portends for them. This generation that we are now, it is our responsibility to make sure that we stand with our leader, Mazin Nandikan, to make sure that Biafra is restored so that your children and my children will have a place they can call their own. We have a place that they can be so proud to call their country. Otherwise, under Nigeria, we are dead and gone. That's why Biafran Republic government in exile is doing exceptionally well in Washington, D.C. to make sure that the powers that be will recognize Biafra. And that is why we ask you, we implore you, we encourage you, we beg of you to come and support what Biafran government is doing for our freedom. Very, very important. I want to, if you want to join me, the link is there. Join me on the studio and make your contribution. Otherwise, we are going to continue to listen to Ohamadike, our leader, Mazin Nandikan. There is nothing that Mazin Nandikan have said that have not come to pass. It's not a propaganda. These are facts and figures of what we undergo on a daily basis under one Nigeria. And it's this same thing that we are running out from. We are running out from it. This same thing that our people, the politicians, want us to continue to remain on it. When you say you are no longer comfortable with the marriage, they said, no, you must marry. You must remain in this marriage for better. Nigeria is not for better, for worse. We have divorced Nigeria in 2014. So, we are not going back. Ejimako, Ifeanyi, Nnemeka, Ejiofo, politicians and all the rest of it, go to the north and do your Nigerian election. Go to the north and create your own Igbo community in the north and remain with one Nigeria. We Biafrans in the 40 states of Biafra land, we are not Nigerians, and we can never support anything of election in our land anymore. Our leader, Mazin Nandikano, must be released. There is no two ways about that. So, if you want to support Nigerian election, you are free to go to the north and support it. But in Biafra land, this time around, we will advise the Biafran government to make sure that they enforce it. Nobody is going to come and take us for a ride again. Not this time that we have the ample opportunity, 100% chance of getting Biafra. Not this time that you are going to mess us with our brain. We are not going to allow that to happen. So Biafrans, Moranya Dikobo, make sure you don't support the evil activities of the Nigerian state in our land. No election in Biafra land until Biafra is fully restored. The election that we are going to have in Biafra land will be under Biafra government. Institutionalized Biafra transitional government in the homeland. And that will be for Biafra, not for Nigeria. So thank you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do well and subscribe. Very important. While we listen to our leader in this very, very important broadcast that he is making. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important.
They finally did an experiment with Imo State. Very simple experiment to see if they will succeed. Because we allowed, of course, we're no longer going to allow them because Hope Uzodinma cannot come back to Imo State. He cannot come. He will come with his own army and whatever. After a while, he will disappear. He can no longer be a normal person till the day he will die or the day he will be killed. Now, listen to this very carefully. Fulani experimented with Imo State, not just Imo State. What they did is a template for the whole of Nigeria. Can we impose whoever we like, regardless of the popular will of the people? No longer rigging, they don't believe in rigging anymore because you may resist them. And they succeeded. As soon as they succeeded, they became emboldened to unleash even more impunity upon a very hapless population. The only reason why Obaseki succeeded was because of one memo from the US ambassador. That's all. They allowed him to come back to office. If not, he would have been a goner by now. Now, an average Igbo politician believes that he doesn't need his own people to become whatever he wants to become. All he needs is a Fulani godfather. Because Fulani controls INEC as well, I hasten to add. Once I grab INEC, all of you can go to hell. They will announce my result in Abuja, and they'll swear me in, and I will move to Abuja and be enjoying life. Do you understand what is going on? That is why the army can kill all of us. They will not care. That is why every manner of impunity can be visited upon us. They do not give a damn, because at the end of the day, they don't need you to go back to Abuja. They don't need you to go into government house. They don't need you to go to House of Assembly. They only need one Al-Hajj. After uselessing them, then Al-Hajj will give them whatever position that they want. That is the reason why Southeastern leaders do not have any regard for you. That is why the entire Eastern governors, the entire Biafra land, don't have any regard for you. Even some, of course, some Yoruba governors still retain, some common sense. They still treat their people with some semblance of dignity, not minding one or two idiots here and there. Our people, those you call your politicians, even Ohanese, they gave us Ohanese. Yet gave you Ohanese President General. Because you see how they think. They knew that whoever controls Mbakwe's office in Imo State, government house, Douglas House in Imo State, is the controller, is going to give them the next Ohanese. That was why they insisted that Hope Uzodinma must be given the mandate. Now, as I want to ask the US ambassador tonight, the British High Commissioner, even the US Secretary of State, that Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad speaking to earlier today in this question. Will you allow yourself, you saw what happened during the last elections in America, will you allow yourself to have somebody from Capitol Hill impose a senator on you, regardless of the outcome of the elections? America will bow that same day. The same thing we are asking for now. We are not going to have any more elections in Biafra land because we are fed up. If you go to vote, it doesn't make any sense. Whoever they decide is going to win has already won.
I hope people understand. I hope you understand what our leader, Maazin Nnamdi Kanu, said. Our leader said that we are fed up. We are fed up. We are fed up with anything of Nigeria election. We are fed up because that election have not benefited any Biafran. It has not benefited Biafra land. So we are fed up. So if you hear anywhere that Ejimako, Chekwas, Okorie, the governors, the senators trying to paint, oh, this person they are bringing is a saint. Either they tell you, oh, be this or be that. Run for your lives. Run for your lives. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a leader that can never tell his people, he can never lie to us. Not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with what activities, with what has happened, you don't need Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to even tell you that Nigeria is not workable. So we are fed up totally. Ejimako and all the rest, we are fed up. Your one Nigeria is applicable in the north. Go to the north and do your one Nigeria, not in our land, Biafra land. It can never happen.
Once we do that, they will start taking us very seriously. Before then, we are going to make sure that there is a bloody revolution. We outnumber them. You can see the police stations. How many of them are there? In the army barracks, how many of them are there? If they have soldiers, how come they're bringing troops from the north, as we intended for them to do? Because that leaves the north open for all manner of criminal elements from the Fulani tribe across the Sahel to deal with them severely. And it's happening today. And I'll prove that to you later on. Now, do you understand? There has to be a revolution. A revolution is very simple. You don't even need to come out on the streets and destroy every government building. There'll be government. Then they'll be forced, the people will now sit down and negotiate and write a decent, proper constitution for their future and that of their children. Do you know one thing? Because the voice of the people is the voice of God. The land and the future belongs to us, not to these vagabonds in Abuja and in government houses. They're okay, oh, let's keep it everywhere one, and with them and their friends in let's keep every Nigeria united, and we must fight insecurity. Whereas they are the cause of the insecurity. They are the people that use their thugs during elections to kill people, to snatch ballots. These same people that you're looking at now as politicians, he's an honorable member, or dishonorable member, I should say, the governor, the same bat snatcher. They are the thugs. They are the real genuine miscreants. They are the evil. Once you elect them and you swear them in once they start to receive security vote change, they want to sound civil and polished. These were thugs that were snatching ballot boxes all over the school, all over the place. What I'm teaching you is what they will never teach you in any school anywhere in the world. A white man can't even teach you because it will make you to have sense. You know, they don't like it when we have sense, and that is true. You know, they prefer a black man to be as dumb as a Fulani Janjaweed cattle header. That's the ones they love because they can use them anyhow they like. Once you're intelligent, they will hate you. Listen very carefully. Some of you don't know why ESN was brought to the fore. Some of you don't even know why they formed the Ebube. You have no idea. Ask you see, when I say things, go back and ponder and reflect. The governors that you have, they behave exactly like Nigeria Army, Nigeria DSS, Nigeria Police. When the people are in danger, when their lives are being threatened, they won't say anything. Any day you rise up to defend yourself, they start jumping up and down all over the place. That's what happened with the bag rubbish. They were there all over the years, and they did nothing. I wrote to them personally. I wrote to all these people personally. I personally wrote to them to say, please float a security network to guard our land. They said no. As soon as we did it to defend ourselves, exactly what Nigeria Army and Police did, they jumped in to form a Buboke, not to fight the enemy, but to fight us, defending them. Do you see their mentality? Do you see the way they reason? Now, that is something some of you must understand. In the East, we have dethroned all of them. Then ask them to give an order and see if anybody will obey them. I know that some people were complaining, oh, please, go and tell them they come to lift the curfew in Anambra, but all of a sudden they have also imposed their own curfew in Anambra State. People don't listen to them. Our people are very, very smart. They know those who are serving them. They know that the governors are not serving their interest. They know. Today we have taken over our land, almost that we have. We have no regard for them because they despise us, they hate us, they are collaborating with the enemy to kill us. All of you were there when young people at MNL was shot dead, killed in broad daylight. In broad daylight, the same city, you have Fulani people wielding machine guns, wielding machete and AK-47, stopping a governor from doing his work. Nobody attacked them. The division never moved. Fulani police commissioner never lifted a finger. The same thing that people from Southern Kaduna did, and today they're on. They're not for, they're not even how they're on. They must behave of Zaria. I'm sure the emir of Kaduna everywhere is gone. That is not the tradition. That is why I am encouraging this very generation, to rise up, or else what happened in Ilorin will happen to all of you again. And as I always pray all the time when I come on air, you know, I used to say to them, now I can see what it is that same hand they used to feed poison to us. One day they will unknowingly put it in their mouth, and that is what is happening. I cursed this Jew. I cursed them. That was why the Air Force killed their own army. I'm sure the Air Force pilot is a Janjaweed, and the army people they are killing are Southerners. Funny enough, there's, you know, in Nigeria is one Nigeria. So they moved the troops of Janjaweed and repented terrorists. They moved them to the south. They moved Southern soldiers to the north to be killed. That was why, if you check very well now, I'm asking you to do your research, the pilot of this very Air Force jet that killed these Southern Christian soldiers fighting for one Nigeria, as idiotic as it may sound, did so because he wanted to eliminate them. That is something some of you don't understand. If they claim that they are Boko Haram, repentant Boko Haram, why don't you send them to war front in Borno to go and fight? In Yobe, in Taraba to go and fight? They will never do it. They won't do it. That is why I am saying, do you see how they came to attack us and to kill us? That is the same way today that they are being killed. Nigeria Air Force killing Nigeria Army. Maybe soon to be Navy versus civil defense. They will keep on killing themselves. And I told you before, I told our people not to panic. And I want the governments of the world to understand what is happening in Nigeria, and that, as I said earlier, there is a method to our madness. Our madness has a method. For those who are joining us, the time now is just a minute past 8 p.m. in land of Biafra. If you check your time now, it's 1 minute past the hour. So that goes to show that we're live and we're direct and do. All of you, the whole world, of course, is listening. Listen to this very, very carefully. 30 Nigerian soldiers killed in Minok as Boko Haram sacks military base in Borno State. Boko Haram that they created, the sack military base in Borno, kill, how many soldiers died? 30 Nigerian soldiers. I'm sure when you see this headline, you're an American, you say, oh, this Boko Haram, they kidnapped some girls, we must go and fight them. No, not at all. Before you come to fight Boko Haram, ask yourself, who created Boko Haram and for what purpose? The same people asking you to come are the people that created it. And as I said to Nigeria, to the military high command in Nigeria, you see, and to the hearing of the whole world, we do things in a very different way from all of you. We know that you're very stupid. You are fallen, you're Janjaweed, you're hopeless. You will come down to the south. You will hear Biafra, you hear IPOB, you hear Nnamdi Kanu, and your blood will rush to your brain. And you come to the south And as you're moving your so-called regular troops to the south to come and fight IPOB that are unarmed, the real guys are dealing with you in the north. That is why today there was nobody to defend your military base in Borno, in Minok. They killed 30 of you. You see how foolish you are. We know what we are doing. By the time you come to the east, you're going to die there, mind you. And as you're dying already, you will die there. By the time you go back to the north, as the Hausas discovered, as the Gwari people discovered, you have no village anymore. Somebody from Timbuktu is now in your father's compound. That's my plan, to draw you to the east, where you're going to die anyway, to allow your lands in the north to be ravaged by the very worst that man can produce in Fulani. You don't know what you're in for. You think you're going to save the zoo? America will save you. America did not stay in Somalia. America could not defeat the Vietnamese. Are you aware of that? You're calling America, you're in Asarok. Let's call America, please. America, come and help us. No, they went to Halliburton because Halliburton has concession. Texaco has concession. Mobile has concession of oil and gas. Take as much oil and gas as you can. Please convince Obama, convince Hillary Clinton, convince Biden. Please send us army. Stop Boko Haram. But you created Boko Haram. We want them to understand. In fact, it wasn't even Boko Haram. It was even ISIS in West Africa, created by Buhari himself. It was ISIS in West Africa, not even Boko Haram. Sometimes everything happens, they say Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. I warned them before. I'm getting information coming. I said I don't want to hear of any checkpoint in Biafra land. They don't want to hear. You know, Janjaweed. They are very stubborn. They want to show us that we defeated you. When I told you that Nigeria cannot fight any war, Nigeria has never won any war in its life, in its history, never. You thought I was joking, didn't you? 30 of them are down. Once you have AK-47 that they have as well, they are nothing. A Nigerian soldier doesn't fight with determination or motivation. And no regular army in the history of the world, if you like, ask Britain, has ever defeated an army of volunteers. You cannot. You cannot. Because they are not fighting for any material wealth. They are fighting for their survival as a people. 30 of their soldiers are down. I want Yoruba. I said to my Yoruba friends, please, do you want to be free? If you want to be free, please, I'm begging you, the revolution must start tonight. Destroy every police station you can find. It's a guerrilla war. Destroy every police station you can find. Destroy every army checkpoint you can find. Let the war begin. I'm telling you, that is how we are going to be free. Or else we can never, ever be free. They don't reason. Do you know that this idiot called Limeham said, I am now prepared to listen to the debate on restructuring. If you have a president who is alive, why is it that thing in Asrock is not saying it? Why? I read somebody that wrote today, throughout Jonathan's tenure, throughout Obasanjo's tenure, even Yanadua, every blessed month there was a media chat. Every month there was a media chat. Even when the old, stupid, idiotic tyrant Buhari was alive, he held media chat. Have you all forgotten? How come this one that's younger cannot hold media chat? I'm asking you, those of you that claim you're in Nigeria that you have a brain, I'm asking you a simple question. Ordinary media chat you cannot have. Where he would have said to the whole world, I am now considering restructuring, is because El Rufai, Garba Shehu, Lai Mohammed, all these Wahhabi irredentists, they are the ones running the zoo. If you thought, hey, one Nigeria, let's us unite. Unite with who? When people in Benue are in IDP camps, when some Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees.
I hope you understand the logic. Every time they are telling you one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. When Yoruba people are in IDP camp, when half of Yoruba land is in IDP camp, where our land is underdeveloped, where our people are running for their lives, but the politicians still want one Nigeria to continue. Why? You will ask yourself, with all these atrocities, all these killings here and this happen, why are your political representatives, why do they still hell bent on one Nigeria? Why is Ejimako, Nnemeka Ejiofor, why are they talking about election? Even when our leader said we are tired of Nigeria election. These people that represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. They know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not standing for election. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in any way comfortable with any Nigerian election in Biafra land. They know the stand of our leader till tomorrow. They represented our leader on self-determination. They have explained to the world, to the Nigerian government, what self-determination is all about, because that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. And because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was self-determined, have not committed any crime known to law. He was not under any obligation. He is not forbidden. He is not prohibited to speak about freedom of his people. They understand the position of our leader. They know that our leader wants our people to be free. They know that Martin and want total outright is of Nigeria. God knows that. In Nigeria is aware of that. Then why the represented and coming now to tell you that one Nigeria? Why are they pushing my friend to go and register, to go and obtain voters register, to tell you, we want to reclaim our place under Nigeria, we want to take our position under Nigeria, when the person that they are representing have outrightly rejected anything of one Nigeria? What does that tell you about all these lawyers who have represented our leader? They are not working for the interests of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They may be indirectly working with the Nigerian state to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu accept one Nigeria. Do you remember Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have lawyers defend himself? Does it mean that this we are not taking instruction properly? That more reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to press this case before they don't. This is my position. Let me defend myself. I am just imagining what led Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to talk about defending himself for Ali. They carry out instruction that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given out to them. But because these men were actually not there 100% fighting for the defense of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because I see no reason why Ejimako of all people, a special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will now come out and support one Nigeria to continue in Biafra land, even when he himself have experienced what one Nigeria is all about. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that we are tired of Nigerian election. We are tired of election. He gave you an instance of Hope Uzodinma, how the Nigerian judiciary from Ihedioha that was voted by the people to who opposed Adema? Did you do anything? Was the will of the people not thwarted? Yes. What did the people do? Of course, you are handicapped because the Nigerian security agencies are all in bed with the terrorist Nigerian state. They will harass you, they will intimidate you, they will force you, they will kidnap you, they will humiliate you, they will do everything possible to make sure that they subdue you. That is why the people could not revolt. When you revolt, they kill you. When you riot, you are dead. This is what a tyrannical government have always done in order to hold on to power. And Ejimako knows all these things. Yet, he is coming to tell you, Biafrans, to go and support one Nigeria. One Nigeria is dead in Biafra land. We are not comfortable with it. We can never appreciate it. We can never support one Nigeria. We can never in this life again, no matter what it will cost us, to talk about one Nigeria election in our land. And anybody that is doing so, the gods and goddesses of our land will deal with that person. No matter who you are, no matter where you are coming from, you think that the death of over 3.5 million Biafrans was in vain? You think that the death of our leaders' parents was in vain? You think that Ikonso that was murdered because of Biafra should die in vain? Or is it or gentle lion that was burnt alive for Biafra? You think that all these people can just die just like that and you forget about Biafra? You can just come out and say, oh, go take your voter register, come and vote for one Nigeria, when people, a lot of lives have died. Oh my God. These people should be very, very careful, because the land of Biafra is very, very angry. Angry with those of you that will see truth and try to cover it. Angry with those of you that is coming to deceive Biafrans. Angry with those of you that is trying to be a stumbling block on the progress that Biafra Republic government in exile has made in Washington, D.C. Or you don't know. Ejimako, Nnemeka Ejiofor, they will not form ignorant that they don't know what is happening in Washington, D.C. They don't know what Ogechukwu Nkere is doing in Washington, D.C. They are not going to say they don't know about it. But why are they not supporting it? Because it's not coming from them. It's not coming from them. It's not coming from their relations. But we have solace. We have only consolation on what our leader said, Mazin Nandika, that it takes a privileged few to bring freedom to a vast majority. Everybody will not fight for Biafra. People who are destined, who were chosen for this restoration project are here. Remember, Mazin Nandikan was telling you he needed 100 men for Biafran restoration. What it means is that not everybody will be here to fight for Biafra. With 100 men to restore Biafra, what happens to over 77 million Biafrans? When Mazin Nandikan is telling you about 100 men. So all of you that are standing very strong for Biafran restoration project, continue to stand your strong. Continue to stand very strong, because Biafra will be restored. And all these people that try to destroy Biafra, that try to derail Biafra, that try to be impediment to the success that is being created in Washington, D.C. by Biafra Republic government in Israel, they have themselves to blame. One thing is certain, in 2027, if Biafra did not come by then, we can never allow any Nigerian election in our land. We can never allow any Nigerian election in Biafran territory. Biafrans are suffering anywhere that they are all around the world because of what the Nigerian policy against us. Go to our land. No presence of international community. No presence of the federal government of Nigeria. Not industry. Not absolutely nothing. Individuals that have been appointed into positions, the only investment that can bring to Biafra land is building hotels here and there, where they go to spoil our young men, our young women. Is that investment in your land? No industry. Absolutely nothing. No federal government present. The federal rules that we have in our land, none of them is motorable. And you want us to continue to support that one Nigeria. We don't have international airport. Want to travel, you go to Lagos or you go to Abuja. In some cases, go to Sokoto. No roads, no good hospital. So what can we be proud of since 1960? Let us say 1960. Let us just come back 1960 till date. What can we be so proud about? What can we be so proud about? Or even 1970. That after the war till now, what have we been proud about? That yes, this is what Nigeria have done for the Biafran people, or what we, the Biafran, have benefited. Absolutely nothing. Every year you talk about the election, you talk about individuals, you talk about president. Oh, this one is going to do this, is going to build a house in the sky. Once that person comes in, Nigerian government will not allow that person to do anything. So the best thing is for Fulani, Yoruba, Hausa, any other tribe, stay on your own and develop at your pace. While we, the Biafran people, stay on our territory and develop our pace. That is the only solution Nigeria needs at this time, not any election. So, Aloy Ejimako, this is our message to you. Whether you are the one who wrote it or you shared Chekwas Okorie's write-up, this is our message to you guys. Mazen Nandekano, our leader, is not for one Nigeria, it's for Biafra, and you are representing him. Your client, our leader, can never opt for anything of Nigeria. His parents have died as a result. His men have fell as a result. Our people are suffering as a result of one Nigeria. What you see happening in Biafra land today is as a result of the Nigerian government policies that our people have not been benefiting from Nigeria right from time. So what will motivate me as an individual, or even encourage people that I know to go for one Nigeria? It's not going to happen. Those of you that are working for one Nigeria, what have you done for the Biafran people? So my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, this is where we are going to draw the curtain today. We are not going to allow any Nigerian election in our land. Don't be deceived by those who said that we are defending our leader Mazen Nandikan. In actual sense, they are not actually defending him. They are trying to lure him to believe in one Nigeria, and our leader can never accept that. So, having said that, I want us to know that the Biafran government in exile is on top of the situation for Biafran restoration project. The government only needs our support financially. Go to our website and make your donation, no matter how little that it is. www.biafranrepublicgovernment.org, and your support will be well appreciated. Our people need to be free. We need to be free out of Nigeria so that we can have a country we can call our own. Outside that, one Nigeria is a mirage. It can never happen. Not in this generation or even in generation to come. So, Aloy Ejimako should get that. Thank you so much, my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe so that anytime I'm live, you are going to be, you get notification. Okay, you'll be notified when I'm live. And let us continue to listen to our leader. When the video is finished, then we can call it a day. Thank you so much, dear friends, and have a wonderful day as well.
As refugees, I told them we are going to lure them to the south. Simple plan. In their haste, they will go and recruit Janjaweed that doesn't even understand come in French or in English to come, give them army uniforms to be fighting ISIS that they themselves created or Boko Haram. They will send their regular army to the south. And you know, these are wild beasts. These are wild fallen beasts. They're like cattle. They will decimate every village they go to. So we know what we are doing. Allow them. Don't panic. Of 1967 to 70, I cannot repeat. We know what we are doing. Nigerian army will die in Biafra land. That's why we'll kill them. In our own land, our own territory. We are going to use their blood to assuage the land of our ancestors, where they killed 5 million of us. That nobody wants to talk about. When I look at all these idiots yapping their rubbish, writing rubbish every blessed day, I feel sorry for them. They don't know who we are. You see this generation now talking about Biafra. They are demonic. I'm telling you the truth. I'm sure some of them heard what Consul was saying. If I give the order today that I want Aso Rock to be destroyed, to be destroyed. A single order from me. If I say I want Aso Rock burnt down, we burn it down. That is why I am warning everybody living in the north. If you're there at your own risk. Let's say I'm an evil man, I'm in Katangok, I'm here. That is your business. Because your death is coming. There is nothing that I've said that has never come to pass. Your death is coming. It's only a matter of time. You are going to die in the north. You will die there. They will kill you there. And nobody will talk about you. Mind you, you're a Biafran. CNN won't talk. I'm telling you now, you better relocate and go back home. As they are coming to our land, the terrorists are killing them in the north. Very simple arithmetic. It's not difficult. It is not a simultaneous equation, but it's an equation also. Come to the south. The terrorists will take over your land in the north. Very simple. The zoo has gone. Anybody talking about restructuring or sovereign national conference, you are on your own. No restructuring of rubbish. We are going to deal with Hope Uzodinma. Any village that receives Hope Uzodinma in his capacity as the administrator of Imo State, that village is gone. Any village, if I went to Mano, that there's a village Hope Uzodinma went there to go and commission borehole, to go and open, I don't know what it is, a health center, 2x2 room. That village is gone. That town is gone. Hope Uzodinma was not elected by the people. Let him govern Imo State from Abuja or from wherever he's hiding. From wherever he is. Any village, God is my witness, this Elohim to go carry my worship. Any village that accepts Hope Uzodinma to go that very place, they will say madness, beyond madness. If you doubt us at the zoo, Hope Uzodinma cannot go to. You see that he can come from the airport. If you find him with when rent the government house, the sign contract, you remit money abroad and run away. That's all he can do. Any village, any village in Imo State, any traditional ruler, any local government chairman, invite Hope Uzodinma to your village. Invite him to your village. Useless people everywhere. You think they're joking? I said the death of Ikonso opened the floodgates of hell. The domain of Lucifer they opened it, they left it wide open. Because of that, Biafra will even come more sooner than we expected. I'm telling you the truth, because we're not going to stop. There are mad people everywhere. When Fulani people are killing people, Miyetti Allah will come on Channels TV and boast, Nigeria belongs to us. Benue is ours now as a prize of war. Go and Google it. Benue is a prize. No, we conquer. Benue is a prize of conquest. Go and Google it. Miyetti Allah Fulani from Senegal in your land, telling you that they have conquered you. In your own land, is in money, telling you are conquered, and you're there doing one Nigeria. Let's get one Nigeria. Let's get our security men working. The same security men are full and indeed useless, idiotic people. The people you are calling to defend you, they are one and the same with the terrorists. Somebody saying I'm not aware that President Buhari is aware of Nigeria's security, because there is no Buhari, you idiots. There is no Buhari. After this battle, the world will know Obama can do all he likes. Britain can try to pull the wool over our eyes. The world will know that Buhari is dead. The world will know. I'm telling you. And every Nigerian anywhere wants to say you're Nigerian. People will spit on your face for being so idiotic. If you don't know, let me tell you. People, you don't understand what's happening. People say they are talking already. They can't do anything. Come out after 12 now. Now, if you want to know if we cannot do anything, we are talkatives on radio. Invite Hope Uzodinma to your village. That's all I'm asking. It's a simple mobile experiment, a small one. Invite Hope. Let me read that Hope Uzodinma went to this village. Then you hear what will happen to you. If you think we are joking, you kill the console and you're moving up and down, you think you can be traveling all over the place? No. Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation sanctioned Channels TV because of a common telephone call that they placed to the spokesperson, or not spokesperson, media and publicity secretary of IDOB. That's all, to put the record straight. That this man was killed by the compound, not any shooter, not any, what's it called? Papers. Writing about him, so he was killed in a shootout. They placed what channels, maybe what I've been saying, they have now started to receive this very gospel in truth and in honesty. Somebody from Channels Television called our media and publicity secretary and asked him what actually happened. As soon as Powerful told them the truth, all hell broke loose. They banned Channels. You can no longer broadcast. In 5 million naira fine. Ask yourself, who is imposing the fine? A Fulani man. The same TV that Sheikh Abubakar, they call him Sheikh Gumi. After I castigated him for looking dirty, he now washes himself before he comes out. I think they put powder on his face today. Get a black pancake, so he can look like a human being. Sheikh Abubakar Gumi, a terrorist, Fulani terrorist for that matter, is on TV every blessed day, meeting with bandits, talking with them, and doing all manner of rubbish. Nobody has ever sanctioned or had reason to ban any program that the idiot appeared on. None whatsoever. Now, listen. Oh, dear me. The same bandit today, do you know what he said? Sheikh Gumi, nobody is sanctioning. God, Fulani. I don't blame them. I blame some of you fools calling yourselves Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. We Nigerians. I wish Janjaweed, the one, their viciousness depends on where they come from. The ones from Mali are more vicious. Near Timbuktu, they are more vicious. May that very vengeful, uneducated, illiterate, blood-sucking cow, they drink cow milk. The one that sleeps, may a Fulani Janjaweed, a terrorist, bandits sleeping with cattle locate your village. Not an ordinary one. I don't want ordinary one to find you. If you open your useless thinking mouth to say you're a Nigerian, I want the foreigner that sleeps with Nama. They have sex with Nama, you know that? With their cow. I want, that is the one that when they slaughter you, they have no mercy. Because the love of their life is their cattle. I shot you. You know, they give them names. Is a cow, isn't the cow that they sleep with? May a Fulani, deadly Dawood terrorist that just finished sleeping with his cow find you. Nigeria will regret it if Pantami is sacked. A terrorist defending a terrorist. I am bringing this news that the world may know how useless Nigerians are. Because when I call Nigeria a zoo, people were complaining it's worse than a zoo. I now believe them. A minister who is a terrorist, a murderer and a killer, not only that, came out in the public to praise terrorists. His fellow terrorists are now ganging up and defending him. These are terrorists, to mind you. But he also was defending his own people against terrorists. His own people ganged up against him. I don't know if I'm making any sense, if people can understand what I'm saying. I don't know if people can actually understand what I am saying. Somebody who was defending his own people against Fulani terrorists, his own people killed him. Hope Uzodinma and George Obiozo killed his own son, conspired with APC politicians to call army and police to kill him. Do you understand me? Whereas the people who are the killers themselves, they are in the cozy club of Fulani brotherhood, defending each other. That this idiot, this thinking, smelly rat that thinks himself Arabian is now saying that Nigeria will regret it. Nigeria will regret it. It's a threat. If you sack Pantami, he will now go and assemble his own brigade of terrorists, of Fulani terrorists, to terrorize the state. He's telling you in the open, you will regret it if you sack a terrorist who is in government. These are the people that the United States Secretary of State is talking to. Is that what you're telling me? These are the people that these fools, oh my God, in heaven. Oh dear. I hope they can learn something, these so-called Igbo governors. I hope you can learn something from these people, how they defend each other. They are defending a killer and a murderer. But you people are busy persecuting those who are asking for a referendum. Are you not ashamed of yourselves? Are you, all of you, are you not ashamed of yourselves? Look at the way the Fulanis cooperate to kill you, take over your land, emasculate you politically and economically. And all of you are there fighting those who are fighting to defend you. That is why Hope Uzodinma, after Hope Uzodinma, the Janjaweed will never ever impose anybody again. In fact, this zoo will come to an end, so that we don't need for that. Hope Uzodinma will be the last imposed governor, desecrating the office that the great Simon Mbakwe sat in. Unbelievable. What Sheikh Gumi is doing is a lesson for all the idiots from the southern part of the zoo called Nigeria. Because you morons are fond of attacking your own. That's all you do. You attack your own to the detriment of your own survival. All your education ends in speaking indecipherable grammar against your own people. That's what you write junk every day. Can you all see how the Fulanis are firing on all cylinders when it comes to the defense of their own and their interest? Can't you see it? Those of you half-baked, almost semi-illiterate grammarians are busy disturbing our peace in the south with your useless junk. You don't know that you're merely watering the ground for your own conquest. In the name of one Nigeria, the Fulanis are coming. Did I warn you before? When I went to America in 2015, I warned them. They are coming. They are coming. They said he's a warmonger. I told you they are coming. Because I see things that mere mortals cannot see. I'm watching it, if you don't know. I see things that mortals cannot see. 100-year-old man cannot see it. 100-year-old man cannot see it. I see it years in advance. And I warned you, Fulanis are coming. They are coming with fire and brimstone. They are going to kill everybody. You said I was a warmonger. Today, some of you are clapping for ESN. Thank you for trying to serve us. They said the idiot in the Niger Republic man in Asorok, Yusuf Abubakar Mohammed, wearing Buhari face mask. That all of you know is not Buhari, of course. But you are black, you're from Africa, you're cowardly, you're wretched. That is the reason why the white man can come and take you away as his farm animal, as a slave in the Americas. That is why they came back again and colonized you. That is the reason why they came back now to control your future, because you're black, you're stupid, you're idiotic, you're very lazy, you cannot think very well. That is why you don't even know that Buhari is, that thing there is not Buhari. Common sense you don't have. Let us give it to them. They are stupid after all, they are black people. Now, they said the idiot called the U.S. in the new, under Biden administration, the new U.S. Secretary of State. What did he ask him to do? Please, can you relocate Africa Command Headquarters from Germany to Africa, please? Buhari asked U.S. Hey. This OG, I shouldn't be laughing. I'm still mourning a console. Shouldn't be laughing live on air. But the stupidity is staggering. I told them before, the only thing, if you have Nigerian army, those saying leave the soldiers alone. If you have Nigerian army, I'm talking to Wike, that idiot. He's still sleeping in military barracks. We will find him. Don't worry about that. We'll find him. Do you know? Some of you do not know this, but I am letting you understand today that there is no purpose for Nigerian army. Because they are begging the U.S. to come and fight their war for them, the war that the Fulanis themselves started. The war that Fulani people started. They are begging white Americans and black Americans to come and fight for them. They beg without shame. Without shame. Please, it's written speech, of course. Can you tell the U.S. Defense Secretary to please relocate your headquarters, your command to Africa? But you have U.S. Army fight terrorists and enemies of the United States of America, but your own army are busy killing your own civilians. Now, when the time for your army to go to war to fight, you're asking for a white man to come and save you. Can you understand? Oh dear me, these people. I don't know how useless. Hey, black people, is it? Who did this to you people? I keep asking this question. Black people from Africa, is it who did this? Who did this to you people? Who? They are begging them. Please relocate to Africa. Ekwemad is saying a federal government is right to seek foreign help. Okay, but when it comes to killing unarmed protesters, you don't seek foreign help. Yes. When it comes to killing IPOB, killing Shia, killing NSAS protesters, oh, no need for foreign help. Your army is there to do that one. Now you're bringing, okay, when America comes, your so-called Nigerian army will be busy killing civilians and America will be busy fighting Boko Haram and insurgency. Is that what you think? Americans, they're not that stupid. If they attempt to come into any part of the zoo, what happened to them in Somalia will happen to them again. Go and read the history. Go and read the history of America's intervention in Somalia. Then you will know. Foolish people. You people, you lose money, you bank it abroad. You health care, you travel abroad. Your children schooling abroad. I help also to keep you in power, to keep you looting, is coming from abroad. This is confirmation that Nigeria has never and can never win any war on its own. That is why I am telling Biafrans to be very strong. Support the direction we are going. They don't have any army to fight. All they have are terrorists. They have no army to fight. In 1967 to 1970, Britain fought for them. Egyptians fought for them. Russians were even their instructors. They got all the Islamic people across the Sahel to fight for them. One-on-one between Biafrans and the Fulani Janjaweed would defeat them within 2 days, 48 hours, they are dead, they are gone. We'll be in the Sultan's palace in Sokoto. It's only Britain that saved them. They are not gallant people at war. People who are fighting either in ISIS now, in West Africa, or Boko Haram are all people from the Sahel. These are mercenaries from, they are, anyway, I don't want to give people too much expo tonight. Begging America to bring their armed forces to Nigeria to help you keep Nigeria warm, which Britain has done before, is not going to fly. It can never work. United States of America coming to Nigeria is only to prop up a Fulani hegemonic tyrannical regime. I want the US to understand this. If you come into Nigeria, we don't want any intervention in Nigeria. Do not intervene, please. There is no intervention in Nigeria. I don't know if they are messing up. I think I don't know if they are tampering with our connection this evening. I don't know if they are, because I can't understand. I do need confirmation, please, that our app is working. That Radio Biafra app is working. I need confirmation, please. I need confirmation that it is working. Of course, it's working. I don't know what happened. For some reason, it just tripped. For some reason, it tripped. Of course, they're attacking me. Don't want to hear the truth. But the truth must be preached. They keep attacking it. They are doing the same thing again. They are doing the same thing again. They are doing it again. I don't know, please. Some of you should please switch to Twitter. Switch to Twitter. I don't know why it's fluctuating. I don't know why it's fluctuating. But we must put this gospel, please. United States coming to Nigeria is only to prop up a decaying, if wicked, and terror-supporting Fulani regime in Asarok. It's a failed state, and we all know that. And all those neo-colonial slaves like Obasanjo and the rest of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate, including the Sultan, asking for U.S. intervention are all failures that wants to sustain an edifice that is, quite frankly, unsustainable. 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 Now, listen to this. The United States of America cannot be seen to be helping a country that practices internal discrimination and apartheid, 97 against 5%. The United States government cannot be seen to be supporting the worst form of subjugation of citizens in the whole world. USA cannot do that. They cannot do that. In all conscience, they cannot do that. All the atrocities being committed by these politicians, that US intervention is there to help, to protect and to save. That's what they're coming to do. Not to dismantle the evil that Nigeria has become, but to perpetuate it. That is why we do not want any form of United States intervention in Nigeria, because Fulani created the problem themselves. All the terrorist groups are Fulani. The person asking America for help is Fulani. Why can't we reason for once? Use our brain to reason for once. United States of America cannot save the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It's impossible. They cannot be saved. Never, ever, ever. They cannot be saved. Understand that now. The sooner you know that, the better for everybody. United States cannot come in to support evil. All the atrocities being committed by politicians, including Ekwemadu and Co. And their so-called security agencies cannot be washed away overnight through the involvement of the United States of America. Before coming to Nigeria to help them, the USA must understand that they are coming to defend a Fulani empire from inevitable collapse. The US must first investigate. If America has to intervene, America, please investigate. Who started Boko Haram? Who started ISIS in West Africa? Who started Arab? Who started, give me their names, who started Yetiala? Who started all the entire Fulani terror groups that you have today? How did it become that only Fulani, the same people now asking for U.S. intervention, we are the ones that attacked Southern Christians when the U.S. killed Osama bin Laden? United States of America, please, before you come to Nigeria to claim you're helping Fulani to sustain their hegemonic stranglehold on innocent lives in the zoo, ask them. Go and Google or do your research. Google is a US company, so I'm sure that those of them in the State Department can do this very easy. Go and Google, please. Why was it that Southern Christians were killed in Sokoto when Osama bin Laden was allegedly killed by the USA, the Navy? United States of America, you killed Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan. Nigerian Christians, BIAFRA, we are slaughtered because you killed Osama. These are the people asking you to come in to help them. Come in now and see what will happen to you. Clear now to everybody why America shouldn't come? Because they are listening. We are not stupid. Any intervention now to save Nigeria from this, that thing or entity does not wish the people well at all in Nigeria. Majority of Nigeria, almost 90%, do not want Nigeria to stand anymore. And to that effect, I'm asking my Yoruba brothers and sisters, my brethren in Yoruba land, please, you must rise up now. Now is the time. Now is the time. You have credible and very powerful leaders in Yoruba land who can make this happen. Now is the time to come out and destroy everything that belongs to the zoo. We would have achieved it during NSAS, but you allowed your brain to become contaminated with tribalism. You allowed people who have made your life a misery, the same people, to deceive you into believing that those who are fighting for a better future do not mean well for you. The justice and flagrant abuse by Fulani dimwits can only be stomached by those of you that lack the courage to fight. These are the same people that called IPOB terrorists, but Fulani headsmen who are today making a lot of women childless in Benue, the same Fulani that drove away Yoruba people into Benin Republic, they are not terrorists. And you don't ask yourselves why. These are the same people that asked Kemi Adeosun to resign over what they claim to be incomplete certificate, but the same people are today backing a terrorist, a murderer, and a killer, and apologies for deadly terror groups all over the world to remain in office. Somebody who called for the killing of unbelievers. Pantami, I hope the UN, they are listening. Pantami, unbelievers, they are killing, they said they were believers. He's still in office. Somebody they claim forged a certificate, not even NYSC, not her degree. She was forced to resign because she's from the South and because Southerners are very, very foolish. That's the reason why a terrorist is in power. And they're threatening us. If you remove him, we are going to kill all of you. This is the reason why a lot of people are tired of Nigeria, a country that is not fair. There is no equity, there is no justice, there is no fair play, there is nothing. A country that will always favor terrorists and oppose those who want a better life for themselves and their generations unborn. Nigeria is a forced marriage that can no longer endure. People get divorced every day all over the world. They go to the law court and they cite irreconcilable differences. The same way that the marriage of Nigeria must be dissolved, absolutely dissolved. Because we are not the same people, we are not one people. These are murderers and they are killers, they are terrorists. We want nothing to do with them. They can go and join the Niger Republic and form one sultanate. That is their business. But we are not the same people. These are the things that we must bear in mind all the time. Some of you don't know how evil this anybody who comes out to tell you, let's embrace one Nigeria. Like Lai Muhammad, the liar himself. That person doesn't mean well for you. Let me tell you why they are evil in Nigeria. Why no politician deserves to live in Nigeria. These are evil men. I want to prove it to you now with facts and figures. Why they are evil. And I want to explain to you this evening. Don't go anywhere. The time is only, I think it's 22 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, to 9 p.m. in Biafra land. Understand what I'm saying very carefully. Why do I say that politicians should be stoned in Nigeria? There are a few of them who are good. The people there, we know who the good ones are. Let me tell you why you must stone these politicians to death in Nigeria. Why they're evil. Open your ears very carefully and listen to me. Is there unemployment in Nigeria? Of course, there is no employment. People are unemployed. People are suffering every blessed day. It's those that claim they love you shut down the only available means of employment for their graduates. Understand this very carefully. Those politicians asking you to embrace one Nigeria, I want to now let you understand how much they hate you. An ordinary graduate in Nigeria. I want you to understand how much hatred they have for you. Some of you will be asking, better how? How is it possible? Why? Let me explain it to you in very simple English. With soaring unemployment in Nigeria, these evil people that you idiotically call politicians, these evil souls that Lucifer dwells in, that claim they love you by shouting one Nigeria, they shut down your means of employment only to go to another man's country to increase their own employment. They decrease theirs, making their people become useless. They go to another man's land and they are creating employment in that land. And to make matters worse, when they bring back what they have produced, you that is unemployed, they ask you to pay for it. What am I trying to say in a nutshell? It's a news that I'm sure most of you must have been used to. It broke today again. And when I read this news, I don't know if I'm to kill myself. I don't know what to do. I kept since afternoon I've been asking God, but you're a merciful God. How can you allow a place like Nigeria with this type of evil? What is that evil I'm talking about? Oil imports gulped $1.32 billion 2020, says Central Bank of Nigeria. I want, how can I explain this? Can they understand what I'm saying? Black people? Can Nigerians understand what I'm saying? Zoo animals, can they understand what I'm saying? Nigeria imports oil. And when I read this headline, I couldn't know the oil they were importing. I don't know if it is palm oil that we used to cook, which you have in abundance in our land, was a major exporter the whole world over until Malaysians came. We taught them how to process, and today they are the leaders. In fact, importing palm oil from Malaysia. I kept asking myself, what oil import again? That we will now spend the money we don't have. We claim 1.32 billion, where people are being owed salaries for months to pay for something that you already have. I don't understand it. It's just like having salt in your kitchen. You have salt, a bag of salt, which can last you for maybe the next 10 or 20 years. And you go outside and your children are starving, they have no food to eat. Instead of you to use the money you have in your pocket to go and buy them maybe rice or beans or heaven knows what else, or maybe even agede, you now went outside to buy another bag of salt. And not only that, as you brought the salt in, you took your children's toys and their clothing and you sold it to pay for this new salt. I can't understand these people. I'm asking God to allow me to understand them because I can't. Let me tell you what I mean. I hope America wants to come to Nigeria to help them. I hope you're listening. I want to tell you how stupid a black person is. A black politician in Africa, especially in Nigeria, I want the whole world to understand how useless they, sometimes they say the truth is stranger than fiction. What is Nigeria known for? Crude oil that comes from my land, from Biafra land, and natural gas. Now listen, they claim they have no money in the foreign reserve, but Fulani, Janjaweed, they spent a whopping 1.32 billion naira. Sorry, dollars, I beg of you, please. In 2019, they spent $2.1 billion to import oil. You may be wondering which oil again. No, don't be offended. The same oil you have in Okwa, the same oil you have in Aguleri, Umweri, the same oil you have in Ubuta, the same oil we have in Uru, the same oil in Awamama, the same oil you have in Ogoni, the same oil you have in Eket, the same oil you have in Oron, the same oil you have all over Biafra land, in Iloibri, in Bayelsa, in everywhere. The same oil, I'm telling you, the same oil that Nigeria spent 2.1 billion. Unbelievable in US dollars, importing what you already have. Something that how can I explain this in English? They dig oil, give it to Halliburton, to Shell, and all the rest of them to sell, and they pay them money, royalties. They use the same royalties to go to Shell and to Mobil to buy back the same oil, and now they tax us on VAT on alcohol that we consume in the South and on other items of clothing. They tax businessmen from the South to now pay the subsidy on something that we sold. I can't even explain it. Can anybody explain it for me? I can't explain it. I can't. This is the depth of stupidity that a black man is harboring in Africa. You produce crude oil, you export the crude oil, all your 4 refineries are down that could have employed millions of graduates. You claim you're a politician and you love your people. Come on to open these refineries to employ them, you cannot do it. But you prefer to ship this crude oil abroad, use scarce resources to go and buy it back. The same thing you shipped abroad. Lord have mercy. Are you sure? I don't want, if you have a white friend listening, please make an excuse and send him or her away. I want to ask you a question for only black people. Are you sure we're okay? Blacks, are you sure we are normal? Because I don't. Your refinery open oil abroad in another man's own refinery, employing their own people, whereas your own graduates have no jobs. And those graduates are saying they want to change, and you're saying, no, you cannot have it. We need a revolution right now, immediately. Others must start. We have started. Others must also start. Because the whole world will bear you witness. You have all the facts and the figures. Why the zoo must not and should not stand. We are politicians. Constituency, one dug a 10-meter well as constituency project. Do you understand that? Constituency project. Well, the same idiot is benefiting from impoverishing his own people by voting to move crude oil abroad, the refinery in Iguacha, refinery in One, refinery in Warri, refinery in Kaduna. None of them is working. And he's a politician. He tells you he loves you. Let's keep Nigeria one. Let's keep security everywhere. Let's say, hi. And you people are listening to this rubbish. You're listening to this garbage from these people. And they're your politicians. And they are alive? Oh, I've forgotten. No, and now they send their kids abroad to that place that they've sent your oil to and bought it back. Their kids are there studying. That is why you need a blood revolution. Your politicians are your enemies. The army propping them up and keeping them in office are your enemies. The police are your enemies. You must destroy all of them for you to survive. For you to be alive, you must destroy all of them. Or else, believe you me, your lives will continue to be a misery. Can you explain that to me? You see me after snorting cocaine, after snorting cocaine and drinking Remy Martin, his voice will crack. He will talk rubbish. Insecurity, no, insecurity, insecurity here. He claims he loves you, yes? Ask that vagabond. Why can't you use this, your cocaine snorting and your coarse voice, to tell the government to reopen Igwocha refinery, to employ graduates of petroleum engineering from Science and Technology University of River State? Security. Yeah, we need to increase security. None of them is even talking about employment. Reopening the factories that you have shut down. The factories that you made moribund. They are not even talking. Instead of them to address the issues, they keep dancing the security, more vigilante, more AK-47, more pump action. Do you think it's going to stop anybody? The more pump action you bring, the more AK you bring, the more you supply the army of God. There's fire everywhere. See, Konso, where he is now, he's looking and he's enjoying the view. Nigeria will remember who Konso is. The whole world will. By the time we are done, every child, even those of them in Hungary, they'll be asking their parents, Daddy, what is Konso? What does it mean? Then their parents will tell them it is the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. If you don't know, let me tell you. The Holy Grail. The chalice with which they claim, as legend has it, the blood of Jesus was collected from the cross of Calvary. That's the man's name, Ikonso. The Holy Chalice. The Holy Grail itself. That's the man you killed. You have murdered sleep. You don't know that before? After this, every ESN commander will sleep in their house. After this episode, if you see an IPOB or a commander and you buy the person chocolate. I know there's no chocolate. You go and look for chocolate to buy the person. Now you will understand. We'll bury him with 2,000 heads. On Hejeli Konso, 2,000 heads. Upper Benin is only 100. We'll bury him with 2,000 heads. Ikonso, if you don't know, now you know. Usually, one Nigeria. All of you are there idiotically. Bring your BVN, all of you queue up in the sun. Some of you never knew that your name was a way to bring in Chadians and Malians into Nigeria. Idiots in the media in Nigeria. None of you interrogated this terrorist, Pantami, a communication minister. They were planning, always planning, always conniving, always planning, always conniving. All of you are there from the south. What Nigeria? This is our country. This is our Nigeria. This is our Nigeria. Whereas Fulani from behind. You people are there shouting one Nigeria. Fulani. When I see an idiot without any credible education talking rubbish about one Nigeria, I regret why I'm a black person. I'm telling you the truth. Some of you, your idiocy Your idiocy is beyond comprehension. They brought him in national, is it a national identity nation, or whatever they call it, to replace BVN. Because they want people from Burkina Faso, people from Mali, people from Senegal, people from Sudan and Chad to have Nigerian citizenship overnight. Which means you can never ever survive it in this life. I am begging you to open your eyes and your brain to understand what I'm saying. I don't hate anybody, but death is coming. Death is coming. I'm telling you the truth. They will use the name and make it their national voter register. Because if you don't have name, you cannot vote or register to vote. And by shifting the border nation to mean, people from Burkina Faso, Fulani, the worst of them all, will be in your land. Can you survive it? Do you see why Nigeria needs to end? I want people to understand. It's not about Biafra or IPOB, no. I want you to reason to understand why Nigeria must come to an end, or else you will come to an end. Are you in doubt? Go to Benue. They're in refugee camps in Benue, shouting one Nigeria. If the TV nation were to be on their own, do you think anybody can come from Burkina Faso to tell them what to do in their own land? I want people to understand this. The more you keep talking about one Nigeria, because Fulani people do not play fair. All their borders are open and porous enough. And I'm asking our people, Ambazonia and our Yoruba brethren, to also open our borders. With the help of we Biafrans, to open all our borders in the south. There are borders in the north, they're all open. Everybody can come and fight and go as a bandit, collect your money, and you go back to where you come from. You people from the south, you don't see all these things? Or is it only me? You don't see all these things? You must understand what they have in store for you. Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, Boko Haram, ISIS, all in one man. Pantami, a minister in Nigeria. A minister who is a terrorist. You want America to come to Nigeria where the minister is a terrorist to defend you. Anyway, with Obama, anything is possible with terrorists. Anything is possible. For those who do not know, this Issa Pantami was the founding member of Al-Shabaab terror group. One government million naira every month. Do you know this idiot went to Middle East to go radicalize? Your minister of digital technology and communication. A full-blown Middle East trained terrorist. He came back. He settled in Bauchi State, where, you know, Bauchi in those days, they used to kill people, Maitasine and the rest of them. And he was working with terror groups in East Africa. Everybody knows Al-Shabaab, one of the most deadliest in the whole world. They recruited very heavily and preached a more violent-based gospel. They were in Bauchi between 2009 and 2011. Even the elite, well, if actually Janjaweed can be an elite, but let's give it that to them. Even those who are in government, so to speak, in Bauchi State supported them. Bauchi State used to give this idiot 6 million naira every month, so that he can take his preaching somewhere else. This is I'm talking about the Minister of Communication and Digital Technology in Nigeria. That the US wants to go and help. So every movement of US troops in Nigeria will be discussed, of course, at the cabinet level, isn't it? And this terrorist will be there, downloading all his, after all, he's the digital minister, download all the information, and the next few minutes, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda, everybody will have it. The operational strategy and strength of US troops in Africa will be made known to terror groups all over Africa. Zoological Republic, the only place in the world where such nonsense obtains. Al-Shabaab has killed over 4,200 people in East Africa. They did so in 2016 alone. Nobody knows how many have killed now. According to counter-terrorism experts, they are the deadliest of them all. And that's where Bantami belongs. And UN is there. They play UN. One love. Oh, dear me. I warned all of you that they were coming. I told you that Fulani will take over the government. They will plant their own people. I warned you. I warned you. I warned you. But they used the Premium Times. They used the Daily Trust. They used Punch newspaper. They used Channels TV. They used all these papers in the zoo to tell you that I was a madman. They can, hey, forget him. He's a rabble rouser. He wants money. He wants fame. He wants recognition. All that rubbish. Today, they are killing you and beheading you. Today, you are a refugee. IDP, I should say. Let me glorify you by calling you IDP. An internally displaced person in your own land because you did not listen to me. People should interpret for our white friends who are listening and people who do not understand the language. Heaven gives me this gospel to preach, and I must preach it to the living. That's my job. And that is why Biafra will come, because I'm doing the will of my Father. God Almighty in heaven, I warned you. And they keep blaming Boko Haram for everything. You're a refugee. I did say, let me glorify you by calling you IDP, an internally displaced person in your own land because you did not listen to me. People should interpret for our white friends who are listening and people who do not understand the Igbo language. Heaven gives me this gospel to preach, and I must preach it to the living. That's my job. That's why Biafra will come, because I'm doing the will of my Father. God Almighty in heaven, I warned you. And they keep blaming Boko Haram for everything. It's Boko Haram. Boko Haram. But Boko Haram never, ever for one day announced that they were expanding their territories. They've always been campaigning for referendum in and around Borno to establish their own caliphate. Something they're within their rights to do is for the government to say, okay, let's go to the polls, and the government will now campaign for a no vote, isn't it? They said no, instead they killed Muhammad Yusuf, and that's his history. They have killed Ikonso. In a few months' time, it will also be history. That thing they want, we shall give to them 1,000-fold. I want to tell the Fulani terrorists in the Nigerian army that you are not soldiers, you are not brave enough. Do you know about the leopard? Do you know why leopard, Agho, is revered in Igbo land? Do you know why Agho is revered in Igbo land more than Odom? Do you know Odom is lion? Do you know why? Because the leopard is a lone hunter. It hunts alone. It doesn't depend on mob rule. A lion will only hunt when it has the whole family supporting it. The women on one side, the men on one side, the children watching. A very cowardly way to hunt. A leopard hunts alone. Will take down an animal 3 times its size and drag it up a tree to go and hang it. Of course, for storage. Do you know what it means? This is a generation of leopards, lone wolves. You can never see them coming. You can't, unless you're lucky. You can't. If you want to know, ask the British. It's called Ekumeku. They will tell you. We have gone back to those days now. Ekumeku is now in us, and the zoo must fall. We told them Today they're saying Boko Haram has taken over elements, Boko Haram elements have taken over Niger State. It is not Boko Haram. It is ISIS in West Africa province, headed by the son of Mohammed Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram, sponsored by Muhammad Buhari when he was alive, because this same boy was arrested. Around about the same time I was in detention, and he was released by a federal high court in Abuja, the leader of this group now terrorizing Niger State, funded by Buhari when he was alive. These are the people asking US to come to fight the same terror groups that they themselves set up in the first place. And the whole world is pretending they don't know what is going on. Every day, Boko Haram this, Boko Haram, Boko Haram. It is not Boko Haram. Some of these heinous atrocities are being committed by ISIS in West Africa province, headed by al-Banawi, that's his name. Very deadly. Of course, you can't blame him. You killed his father. You know, when Nigerian police were shooting Mohammed Yusuf, all of you were clapping and enjoying. People say, why was it that Boko Haram and were attacking innocent people? Because when the founder of Boko Haram was killed, all of you were jubilating. The man did nothing wrong. Mohammed Yusuf did nothing wrong. He wanted the caliphate the same way that I wanted BIAFRA. In Kaduna, you come to Abuja, every place that you come, we were doing the same thing for very many years. We come out and they kill. We come out and they kill. We said, oh, come on, this nonsense is too much. Because the people that you are protesting for do not understand the meaning of protest. They don't understand. These are terrorists. They don't have no, people that sleep with cattle. After having sex with a cow, you think they'll have regard for you? They sleep with cow. They pray on top of cow. Do you want to see the videos? Please publish them everywhere for them to see. They have sex with cow. Do you think they'll have regard for you? These are the people you want to share the same country with? I think that some of you are demented, honestly speaking. They are in Niger State, they've taken it over. And Niger State is Nupe territory, not Fulani, not Hausa, but Nupe people. Some of them are of course, Muslims. I think even El Zagzagi is a Nupe man as well. Let me not be mistaken. I think he is. Nupe, that's why they want to kill him. Nupe man. Forget all this Niger State, that's Nupe, that's where he comes from. Let me give you a story. Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger State has disclosed that Boko Haram members are responsible for the attacks on communities in the state and not bandits. Look at him, not bandits. They want to exonerate Mieti Allah. You see how they work? A governor, they want to exonerate Mieti Allah. If it's in the east, you see a governor singing like an canary. I think it's IPOB that did it. It's ESN. This is somebody defending Fulani bandits, a governor, despite the fact that they are under siege. They hoisted their flag. They are coming down. The end point is the coastal line, the beaches of Biafra land. Our shorelines in the Atlantic, that's where they're heading to. And who is going to stop them? You are busy on Facebook and so you gossiping, writing epistle, circumstances beyond my control. Whereas this army is on the march, an army of darkness. The only place they felt they were stopped is in Ebonyi. We stopped them. People say Ebonyi State. So they're not going anywhere. We lost men, that is true. But we killed them as well. Ndara. They must understand it. But some of you will never understand. One day, if things continue the way they are now, I think they will withdraw every police personnel and army from the east and maybe move them to the north. That is their prerogative. They want to do that. As any politician is shouting, "Hey, don't destroy police, don't destroy," is because the man is a thief or woman is a thief, because they know that once the only people protecting them are these people wielding their AK-47. They know they're not popular. They know they're evil. They know how they have stolen the Commonwealth belonging to the people. They know that they're a prime target for elimination. They understand that because they're evil. And before you ask me, every popular revolution around the world, all the politicians went down. You cannot be doing revolution and you see they are the ones now that shut down your refineries. They're the ones making your life hell. Everything is security. Vigilante. Let's form vigilante. Let's form. That's all. That's the only job that is available now. Security guard. Whereas you are an engineer, a doctor for that matter, PhD holder in engineering, to open ordinary factory for you to go and work, your government cannot do it. They want you to go and join to defend your stomach against hunger, maybe. I don't know. Even Yoruba land has been overrun by Fulani bandits. That is why they must rise up tonight. The revolution must start now. Every government building destroyed. Everything that has green, white, green on top of it, destroy it. Is your enemy. Thus, I didn't warn you. Yoruba land has been overrun by Fulani bandits. Are you aware of that? This is only the tip of the iceberg. This is the damage that Yoruba journalists have done to their people. That even when Fulanis are taking over their land, they can no longer speak. You know, it's like being beaten by a black mamba. You know, when a black mamba injects his venom into you, it shuts down your nervous system. Immediately, your nervous system is down. You know, black mamba is black. Even the tongue is black. Very deadly. The Yoruba journalists you have in Nigeria, they are like a black mamba. They have inoculated their own people, that they have become useless towards Nigeria. That is why Fulanis are taking over their land, their forests, their farmlands. They cannot do anything about it. Paralysis, complete paralysis by years of junk journalism. They are gone. I'm sorry to say. That is why Fulanis can attack Yoruba people in Lagos and get away. And Yoruba, I saw people running away from them. It can't happen where we come from. It's not possible. Can you imagine the guts these people have to attack their host community so brazenly, because they know that Ojo cantonment is Fulani man there. They know that every military and police formation, including customs, are manned by a Fulani. If you doubt me now, go outside and slap a Fulani man. He will tell you, I'm coming. Within 5 minutes, you will see hillocks there with army inside it. Go and try it. It's a simple experiment. Go and try it and you will see it. My Yoruba brothers and sisters must stand up. Tonight, I didn't say tomorrow, tonight. Take out all the police stations, release all the people in prison. Forgive them. After all, we all ask God for forgiveness. Some of them are Christians. Every time we pray for forgiveness of sins. Forgive those who are in prison. Release them. They're the ones that will do the fighting. Release them. Because some of them are there illegally and without due process. Release people who are in prison. And people say, oh, but don't say it. They'll move their army there. They are not plenty. If they move their army there, they leave another position very vulnerable. You don't think we know what we're doing? Of course we do. Every building where there is green, white, green flag, bring their building down. That is your problem. Nigeria is your problem. People wonder then what will happen. Afterwards, we can now sit down to negotiate what type of country we want. The people will decide, not those criminal looters you have everywhere. As I was doing my research earlier, you know, I read as widely as I can. I came across something that the former US president wrote. His name is Barack Obama. I'm sure you know, he's a black man. You know what he wrote? I will only read the first paragraph for you. The world world's attention must remain on Myanmar, not Africa or not in Nigeria, where people are being slaughtered every day, but in Asia. The world's attention must remain on Myanmar, where I've been appalled by heartbreaking violence against civilians and inspired by the nationwide movement that represents the voice of people. Oh, Obama cares about the voice of Asians, not the voice of Africans who are dying. He's a black man in America. And you're telling me that in my next world, I want to go close to black people. It's not possible. A black man, former president, he is more concerned about what is happening in Asia, in Myanmar, than what is happening in Nigeria, where people are being slaughtered. He is criticizing the Myanmar army for killing civilians. Whereas every day now, we are being slaughtered on a daily basis. Obama has not written once about what's going on because he gets money from Nigeria. They pay him big money. He's a black man. He's corrupt by nature. You know, we blacks, we are corrupt. That is bone marrow corruption. Only if you can rise above it. There were those that came for us claiming they're doing freedom fighting, and they ended up building hotels. This UG black. Obama is being paid from the zoo. That is why he can write about Asian people, Myanmar. Maybe he wants money from them as well, than writing about his own people that he claims come from Nigeria. Very sad indeed. Allow us to go. No. Let us make things better. No. All this nonsense must come to an end. And I have two very critical announcements to make. I will make finance announcement when next I'm on air, but I have two announcements to make this evening. Very important. You know that place called Douglas Road, you know what? You know Douglas Road? I don't know who was born Douglas. They say it's a Douglas Road. You know, neocolonialism at its best. Tonight, I am renaming it to Ikonso Way. You see Douglas Road over there? Today, it is being renamed Ikonso Way. You see Imo State Government House. It's no longer Douglas House. It will be called Ikonso House. The seat of power in Imo State will be called Ikonso House. Any ministry in Owerri, very simple, any ministry in Owerri that sends out a memo, even the local council, that refers to that road as Douglas Road, the chairman will be in trouble. That road is called Ikonso Way. There is nothing like Douglas Road anymore. Ikonso Way. I know who Ikonso is. I don't know who Douglas is. Who Douglas from where? Douglas from where? Who is Douglas? And I want signs to be put up everywhere. Every house along that very stretch of road must have on its wall Ikonso Way printed on it. Every landlord along the former Douglas Road, take note. Ikonso Way until you tell me who Douglas is. Ikonso fought and died for you and I. I know who he is. I don't know who Douglas is. Ikonso Way, it's going to be called. And the government house, will be called Ikonso House, no longer Douglas House. Any ministry, that goes against this, Chinekabuno Oko, Dara, Ikonso Way. As I say in my language, Anya aroyala mkpụrụ nkwụ atọ n'ọkụ ka emere ga-ajụ abụọ ibe ya jụ ofu. Unless you grew up in the village, you won't understand what I'm saying. You know palm fruit, we used to roast it in hot ash. Very, very delicious, I tell you, with a little bit of salt, very delicious. Unless you grew up in the village, you won't understand what I'm saying. Ikonso Way is going to be called. Every house, it will be printed Ikonso Way. Government house in Owerri is Ikonso House. No longer government house. Ikonso House will be called. He was a gallant hero. We must mourn him like no other. This evening, I'm announcing that I'm lifting the ban on IPOB UK family. They are now once again part and
Yeah, thank you, Biafrans. Thank you for being part of this program today. You have just listened to Ahamadike One, our leader, Mazin Nandikano, in that wonderful broadcast of his. This was during the time of Ikonso's death, and as well as our leader talked about, we are tired of one Nigeria, no election in our land anymore. So, just a reminder to every one of you, having listened to our leader and having believed on our leader, having stood with him, continue to stand with him for Biafra. Anybody coming to tell you that go and vote, go and pick up your voter's card, or telling you that Nigeria will be salvageable, that person is the enemy of Biafra. So together we must support our government, the Biafran Republic government in exile, under Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere, for what they are doing for Washington, D.C. Look at these three men here. These three gentlemen here, they are doing exceptionally well for the freedom of our people. His Excellency Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere in the middle, our lobbyist Elias at the left-hand side of our Prime Minister, and Amanda Biri at the right-hand side of our Prime Minister. So these men should be supported. They are doing more than enough in Washington, D.C. And it is whatever they are doing that will help to free our leaders in detention. Be it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, or be it Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko, our first Prime Minister. It is the actions taken by government that is going to release them. So any letter that is being written by the Nigerian political class, any letter that is coming from Aloy Ejimako, Chukwuemeka, Nnaemeka Ejiofor, telling you about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this from detention, that letter is null and void to the Biafran people. We are so much focused on no election in our land. We are so much focused on our freedom, Biafra, and that is what we are going to get. Nobody is going to derail this movement. Nobody is going to be a stumbling block on our wheel of progress. We are going to deal with you decisively. The Biafra in us has awoken, and nobody is going to destroy our freedom. So anybody telling you about one Nigeria is an enemy of Biafra. So wonderful Biafrans and lovers of freedom, thank you for being part of this program.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States Congress for approximately a quarter of a century. After I left the Congress, I began to represent some corporations.
So, having said that, wonderful Biafrans, share this program anywhere that you are watching me from. Share it so that our people will be notified. Our people will continue to get authentic information. Our people will no longer be deceived by the Nigerian state. Okay? Our people will no longer be deceived by those who call themselves the political class. Not even the leaders, the lawyers of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They can't deceive us anymore. We know the truth, and it is only the truth that will set us free. The truth is that Biafra is our destination. The freedom of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is what we focus on. And nobody is going to stop that from coming. Be it the legal team, be it anybody, they are not going to stop it. So thank you so much for being part of this We appreciate our leaders. We appreciate Mazin Nandekano. We appreciate our Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere for what he's doing in Washington, D.C. for us. We appreciate our lobbyists and our attorneys. They are doing exceptionally well. We will continue to support what our Prime Minister is doing in Washington, D.C. for our freedom. So, Biafrans, fellow Biafrans, continue to support. Very, very important. And forces, they are doing the needful for our freedom. They only need that your support, financial support, so that our land will continue to be free, and eventually we are going to be free as a people. Thank you so much, and goodbye from here. Ndewo no mu Chineke. And see you next time. All hail Biafra.